Dragonball podcast, episode 3. I'm your host, DC, Too Cool, TOO, COLL. And we have Big L.
You. Happy Kwanzaa, niggas. Happy Kwanzaa.
A little early for that.
Nah, right on time.
Say so. We also have Naruto, but he is MIA at the moment. We're gonna go ahead and start this thing, and he should be jumping in somewhere down the line, and we'll go from there whenever that happens. So, look, we ain't got time to wait on niggas. We got to get this popping. So, the fans demand it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the super review. So, Dragon Ball Super episode 98. We'll review this. Oh, just in time, Naruto. Introduce yourself, sir.
It's your boy Naruto. I'm here, ready for the podcast.
I hope your settings are correct.
They are.
Big. Go check.
It's your boy Big L, you know, they take over 11, aka Mr. McNugget, aka.
You already had your intro, nigga. You only get two intros, nigga. You should have said it the first time. Now you moving on, nigga. Now you moving on, nigga. Nah. You moving on now, nigga. Nah. You have to get them next time.
Aka Mr. Kamehameha.
Okay, so Dragon Ball Super episode 98 review. Episode 98. What you think?
I give it 7.5. It was pretty good. I mean, action was good, but the only problem is well, I didn't see other. What is it? Universe 6. What are they? They're not doing anything. They're just standing there watching everything. I like to see them in action.
One of the first you saw in action was last episode was Hit.
Yeah, but all he did was punch
And it was
somebody.
like, yeah, he just punched somebody and he was like, yo, alright.
It was a kick.
And
Wasn't it a kick?
Yeah, it was a kick, that was it.
You said punch.
Yeah, but I
don't
know. He did action, whatever. But I like to see them in action. I mean, the episode was good, but I don't know why Goku was actually struggling against Universe 9. Even with he was pacing himself, he should have just blown them away easy, without even going Super Saiyan. But he could have went Super Saiyan from the start and just handled it real quickly, instead of dragging the fight out.
Okay. Naruto?
My review on Dragon Ball Super, I would give it a 7, not 7.5. Because there was a couple of reasons why I give it a 7. One, yeah, action was amazing. I liked it. I just don't like how they still saying all these people are stronger than Blue. I'm still kind of confused about that. Saying that Blue is supposed to be the ultimate form of Super Saiyan God, but people seem like they're beating it left and right. But when they turn Super Saiyan, they're like the most overpowered character. But it's fine. It was cool. I also like how they did the final Kamehameha without the Judo Fusion. That was nice. I like that. It was dope. It wasn't bad. Could have been a little bit more better. How like Dragon Ball Z was. But it's an improvement.
I mean, animation is getting better and better at least.
Yeah. Have you seen the Goku and the Beerus saga?
Have you seen Goku and versus Frieza?
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm going to say it was about a 7 too. It was good, solid episodes. A couple things I really liked about the episodes. A couple things that bothered me. You know, the part at the end, Goku, when Vegeta coming to back up Goku, that was pretty cool. They back to back. That was cool to see that. If I'm not mistaken, that was like the first time ever in the series they've actually legitimately been back to back. So that was pretty cool to see that. I'm saying if I'm not mistaken. I'm saying, right back to back Super Bowl? You might be right. I have to go back and watch that again, or read it again. Well, the second time then, I suppose. But it's pretty cool because you don't really see it from them too. But so that was pretty cool. See them back to back and everything, and then the final Kamehameha combo. That was a nice move. Double finisher. That was cool. My thing with that is, now you can make the argument that it's not hard to combine your moves together. But my thing is, Goku was nowhere near Vegeta this whole time between the tournament. You know, ever since the whole tournament starting and stuff, Goku's kind of been trying to scout and things like that because Vegeta didn't even know about it. So my question is, how were they just in sync to know to do that move just out the gate? Or is it because they were Vegeta once before, they refused a couple times, twice? More than that if you count GT, but that GT hasn't happened yet, whatever the case may be. And so my question is, how do they know to go off each other like that and do a final Kamehameha combo blast? So that's kind of you if you want to, you can poke holes in it. So I was kind of like, okay, when they work on this combo, when they work on this move together. And then we said something I think a lot of people are missing when he said when he was talking about pacing and everything, he's pacing himself with his energy and stuff and everything, which makes sense. It keeps you you last longer and stuff. But then he said Blue takes up a whole lot of stamina. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought Blue was master stamina and master key and all of a sudden takes a lot of stamina. Like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, I heard that too.
So that kind of threw me off. So, I mean, unless it was a bad translation or mistranslation or something, because I know Crunchyroll a lot of times they actually do fucked up translations. Even though it's Crunchyroll, they the only people who have legitimate 120%.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Actually, they did the same thing for Funimation.
Yeah. Well, the only people who have legitimate actual dubs, translations, 100% accurate, or the official Funimation subs that come on DVDs and the Blu-rays. Those are the 100% accurate subs. Crunchyroll or YouTube or everywhere else, those are still somewhat sometimes mistranslated subs. But so until that actual Funimation version comes out with a dub and an accurate, 100% accurate translator with a bilingual person who's getting paid to do this, I'm not sure if that was a mistranslation or what, because that kind of seems like it. Blue was kind of, ain't the be all end all. If that's the case. Like if we have similar issues like that, like the manga, previously stated, then that's like, what's up? It doesn't make really much sense. But, but I listened to that and I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, what? Since when? So that bothered me. The double team move was really cool, flashy ending and stuff. But that bothered me too a little bit because again, when they have time to form this combo move, The only thing I can think of that makes sense is that they've been Vegeta before, so they got more, and they naturally know they know each other more in sync without having to say stuff together or whatever, Or I mean, I guess it's not really a big thing, but it just I don't know. But I mean, the fight itself, I mean, he had a white energy barrier. Another thing too, again, stuff like that bothers me because it's not explained. This is the first time we've ever seen Goku and Vegeta put on a barrier of energy. Other than when they were Vegito. When all of a sudden they get barriers for their energy, if that was the case, why they never done this before? Why all of a sudden now we got barriers for our energy? I mean, I know the dude had poison, lavender or whatever, but I mean, you would figure you'd do a barrier somewhere else in the series, some other point in time. You know what I'm saying? You had a barrier, why don't you use the barrier when Boo was trying to absorb your ass or something, or something, you know what I'm saying? That might work then, or something like, I don't know. It just things.
Something did a barrier with Super Boo.
It's just small things. It's just small things like that that I'd be looking like, okay, well, why are they just now using this, and why is this in explained?
Oh yes, there's something else I wanted to talk about the episode. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good, yeah. But I mean, it's a solid episode. I enjoyed it, whatever, But yeah, he struggled way too hard with those Universe 9 goons. He really did. He could just went Super Saiyan 2 or 3, and been done with it. He shouldn't have had to do all that. And they just dragged the episode out. That's all it was. Just drag the episode out. But and like you said, Universe 6 wasn't doing shit. They haven't been shown. Just standing around watching everything. And a couple of other universes from what we see are just watching everything too. Because but I mean, it was cool. It was an okay episode. It's an okay episode. Some cool spots. Some unexplained spots, and that's really bothered me. The spots they had that were cool and stuff or whatever really weren't explained, and we just got they always could do it, or they trained for it, or just plot armor shit. But that's what bothered me. But yeah, go ahead, Naruto.
All right, so what? Oh yeah, there was another good part I did like, or it got me confused. Why does it seem like the Grand Priest looks like an evil
The
person.
villain, the real villain behind everything. Yep.
Yeah, he looks like he's a villain because he was like, I don't know if it was one of his kids, but the Guardian.
He started smiling.
Yeah, he started smiling when his universe got destroyed.
Yep.
So that got me thinking, like, is these people been playing this for years, but they just been waiting for one person, or they've been just been waiting for the right opportunity to destroy all the universes for they can create new ones? Because if they do that, so if the whatever universe wins gets to stay alive, right? So let's say Universe 7 survived, but they just decided to kill them all, and they tried to create a new universe for another 11 universes, and then that's how the beginning of GT began. That's how they start off with GT and shit. That'd be interesting.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
I like that. That's pretty interesting. I had another idea too that possibly could be the case too. Everybody already says that, they use the Dragon Ball for straight back, no harm, no foul, blah blah blah, or like some people say like they'll just wish right back and put them all in Universe 7 or something like that, But here's what I think that they might pull is a complete cop out card. I wouldn't put this past the way they're writing right now. All the universes get erased. Let's say 7 survives, in the main timeline, whatever, Goku and them. And then at the end of it all, you find out, he never actually erased anybody. This was all a charade to get y'all to all fight y'all full power. We just wanted to see a show.
That would be a cop out.
That's what I'm saying. But I can see them doing that though as a cop out because they write themselves into a corner like they've been doing, like they did with the Future Trunks arc, and pull some shit out their ass and then just erase everything, retcon everything. Like they've done it already before with so many things. I would not put it past them to do something like that. We just want to see about fight their full power. We put a high stakes on. We knew you guys were gonna go all in, But that's just a possible, a possible way it could end out of many. Who knows for sure. We'll only know when we actually see it when we get there. But all right, let's go ahead and move on. This should be a good one. This should be pretty good. So what do you think about Dragon Ball AF?
April Fools.
Yeah, after Fusion. I don't know.
I say Dragon Ball AF is pretty much Dragon Ball Heroes.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people who actually believe Dragon Ball AF is a real thing. I don't know how, that you're a young kid, but a lot of people,
No, the funny thing about it, when I was around like 6 or 7, I thought Dragon Ball AF was actually a real thing.
Well, you're young, that makes sense. You don't know any better. But when you are a teenager to an adult, you have no business believing in Dragon Ball AF. It's all fan. And the thing is, if you actually read some of the stories of Dragon Ball AF, some of the writing is actually pretty good. Some of the storytelling, but it's still just fan fiction.
Yeah, I remember the first Dragon Ball AF picture of Super Saiyan 5 Goku. I was like, what? Middle school when it came out? And people,
yeah, because we're the same age. I remember that. Yep. Is that the one where he had like the long white hair with the sash, and he was kind of like tan or whatever?
He has tan, he had white hair all around him. His clothes were green, blue.
Yep.
And I was trying to tell people.
That's like the overpowered Goku.
That's kind of like I think your boy who does Dragon Ball Epsilon probably takes some from AF kind of something because that book of Caesar or whatever, ain't he an AF character or something?
Yeah, he got a lot of ideas from them. Like there was actual someone, I forgot who the artist was for that. He actually drew a lot of characters for AF. He actually later on made a fan manga out of it. That's pretty cool.
Then there's supposed to be Zygor. I like Zygor. He was actually cool. He had a cool concept. He was Goku's other son who was supposedly the strongest. He said that he had the power to kill everything, even Goku himself, who was training with Shinran for years.
Yeah, until Goku went Super Saiyan 5 though. That was a whole different ball game. He just whooped on him like a punching bag.
His concept was cool. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, AF is one of those things that it's never gonna go anywhere other than fan fiction. I believe they're not gonna never actually acknowledge it or bring something out of it into the series and like that.
But that's a good thing because
That's a
I'm
good
not gonna
thing.
say because there's a lot of manga out there they're a fan made from Dragon Ball Z. I remember one of them was supposed to take place right after the GT, where Goku went disappearing and became a god of himself.
Mhm.
But something he became evil, so he was under control. So they pulled the Goku Black train, and Oob, the protector of Earth, had to kill Goku because Vegeta went Super Saiyan 5 also.
I would love to know what kind of power up the Oob get to do that.
Yeah, it was actually they said Oob actually killed Goku.
Man, what kind of power? That's what I want to know. What was his power boost?
It was a good manga. I actually like it. It was kind of like a what if and how if Oob was
Darker story than actual Z in Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball lore in general. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. I liked it. There's also one that they talked about Bardock, where if
All the good old Bardock stories. I love them.
yeah, it was one of them was like when him and his wife got off of Planet Vegeta, and Raditz stayed on Planet Vegeta. It was a lot of fan made mangas out there that's actually really good about Dragon Ball.
Right, like this, yeah, like there's all kinds of weird stuff like what if Zarbon came to Earth instead of Raditz and everything, so like shit like that. They would have got wrecked because his power was pretty high during that point in time.
Yeah, he was too strong.
And then they could do for him. But okay, moving on here. So what y'all think about Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 3 or like Tenkaichi Collection Remaster for like PS4?
I would buy it.
I would buy it as well.
You sure? You sure about that? Okay, what if it came out a month, or let's say it came out the same day as Dragon Ball Fighters? Then what?
I would buy both.
I'd probably buy both.
Well, do you think you actually spend more time on Fighters than you would Tenkaichi Collection? Because Tenkaichi Collection it has online and everything.
Oh,
Yeah, it has online, it has trophies, it has upgrade, touched up graphics and frame rate and everything. Like it's a full remaster.
Oh shit! Did I play more Tenkaichi than Dragon Ball Fighter? When Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3 dropped, I was on that game so much.
I was on that game every day. That shit was ridiculous.
I love the hell out of Future Go on. I always try to figure out his combos in the game.
You got different variations of characters. You got movie characters, movie costumes. Man.
It was a good game. It was amazing.
Great game.
To me, that was one, if not the perfect Dragon Ball game for character-wise.
No, I have to disagree. The perfect Dragon Ball game character-wise was Raging Blast 2, because Raging Blast 2 was similar to Tenkaichi, but at the same time they made every character play differently, and it was better balanced too. Tenkaichi still had the same shit they had in the old games, where you pick a smaller tier, like a lower tier character, and he does less damage, and he gets killed faster. Like you pick Chaozu,
I'm not talking about.
He's like 2 bars of health.
I'm not talking about damage wise. I'm just talking about characters in general.
If you're talking about like fan service and stuff, like you definitely.
Yeah, they did a hell of a job on fan service.
Absolutely, fan service wise, absolutely.
Like you couldn't complain about anything they did. Maybe except for like certain characters, except for Bardock's crew and whatnot. Maybe Hayek, that people don't really know about him. They didn't release him until later on.
And he didn't come to Raging Blast too. You talking about Hijack?
Yeah, but he was there, maybe some Japanese games, but not released to the U.S. Other than that, they did a good job on basically the story.
The story was great. You actually played all the way through Dragon Ball, through every movie, all the way to GT. That was amazing. Yeah, a game that had all the sagas and all the movies that people wanted. No bullshit. Played through all of it.
When Tenkaichi 1 came out, it had a good amount of story. When Tenkaichi 2 dropped,
it's shit all over, dude. Tenkaichi 1. Shit all over it.
They put story and then they put what if stories.
But they put the free run like Budokai 3 in there too. So you fly around and shit, chasing niggas down and stuff. What? which is high at the time.
The cool concept about Tekken 1 2 was they had like objectives too. Like I remember, I hated one of the objectives though. There was an objective about Kid Buu that you had to survive 90 seconds with Kid Buu. That 90 seconds was a pain in my ass when I was.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, and you know what? It's so funny because my friend, he told me, he's like, "Hey man, it's a great secret in this game to beat Kid Buu, and it's not another strategy. It's another strategy, guys, or anything." And a lot of people will sleep on it. I'm like, what? Oh, what kind of secret is this? Oh, it's real simple. Just block. This whole block the whole time, and you'll last 90 seconds. Like, I never thought about that.
Like, no, because he was
kept trying to attack him.
He has to fight. You can't attack him. And
yeah, if you just block the whole time, you'll survive.
See, I didn't have that concept. I was always like, I'm gonna beat him.
Yeah, my friend, he figured it out. Just block, because everybody's always trying to attack him and hit him for move or something, and or clash with him and all this kind of stuff, or counter him or something. Just block and you'll beat him.
Yeah, that's the same thing with Super Buu Go Change. We had to fight him with Ultimate Gohan. That shit was ridiculous too.
Yep.
Or was Trunks versus this Perfect Cell. Trunks was so slow. Man, you was.
Oh yeah, I hated that fight. Super Trunks is just. I don't like his moveset. I mean, he's trash. I don't like using that version of Trunks. I mean, I'll use it once or twice just to say I use the character, but. Yeah, I don't use that character, not that version of him. No. You get beat with Super Trunks, you really suck at the game. You can see that dude coming a mile away. That dude is so predictable.
But the stories are on point for it. And guess what, everyone? Go on and act Super Saiyan 2 against Broly in the game. Remember that. He didn't. He didn't do it in Budokai 1, 2, not my fault. Tenkaichi 1, 2, or 3 for each story mission. He was directly Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyajin.
He powered up to Super Saiyan, and that was it. And we got mad.
Super Saiyajin. But yeah, though, Tenkaichi 3 was hot, though. Great series. It was better than 2. All the versions, they managed to get better and better. Had the dodge mechanic in 3 and everything, which is pretty freaking dope, Just more refined gameplay.
Yeah, then they added the infinite, what you hit your max stamina.
The infinite combo, yeah. No, that was low-key broken, though. That's ridiculous. Them dudes are 120 hits and all this stuff, then you got another hit with ultimate on top of it. I was fucking low-key busted. The main problem with Tenkaichi is when you start getting hit in that back, oh man, it's like a torpedo back, man. It could be a long day.
But that was one of my favorite games.
Hey, the other two was great. Great series. I definitely buy a remaster and put it out. Like Budokai, the Budokai remaster, they botched that. They put it on PS3. It was only 1 and 3. There was no 2, some bullshit about musical rights or some bullshit. That's because Hideo Yamamoto's plagiarism or something. I'm like,
that was a game I played a lot.
I'm just like, y'all couldn't just switch the music out completely or something. This is Budokai 1 and 3. Or whatever it was, so you gave me a half-ass collection, and you didn't put it online. Why would you make that collection without online? Well, that's why I bought the shit used, bitches. I wasn't paying for that shit. No, well, you wouldn't want money anyway. No online? Get out of here, bro. That's something these companies are going to get off their high horse about. You have to put online these games, especially a remastered version of a fighting game or something, because that's what the longevity is going to be at. Why would I want to sit there and play on the PS3 all these great games I got, and I want to play a remastered version of a game I had on PS2? Well, I mean, yeah, okay, you put trophies in and you touch the graphics some. Great, you changed the music from what I liked to some shit that was okay, and you didn't put online in it, Once I got the platinum and everything, I was done with it. I was like, okay, moving on. I've been here, I put hundreds of hours into this games already on the PS2. I want to do it again just for the sake of doing it? No. There's no incentive. I mean, should give me online play. Should give me online play, man. And you cut a full game in Budokai 2 out. Like, come on. So, yeah, I was good. I don't even damn about copyright. Fix it. Get it together. Don't release the game until it's finished. Release the game until you can get past the copyrights. You know, it's got to be something y'all could have done. I just didn't get tried that hard. He figured probably is more problem than it's worth. You know, but hopefully we'll get Tenkaichi HD Remaster somewhere down the line one day. You know. But it begs the question though, will it be, even as online and everything, will it be too late? If people were invested in Xenoverse 2 and, you know, and fighters and everything, it's like, will it be too late now? We got 2 Dragon Ball games on the market. You know, will it be too late? Too little too late?
In a sense, yeah, because the people will be expecting Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God to be in there as well. Even its older model. Like, I'm just going by a lot of the casual fans love, man. They expect all like Hit to be in there next, even though they're old classic games. But a lot of these kids have never played the Tenkaichi series.
Yeah, a lot of them probably doesn't even remember Tenkaichi. Because Xenoverse 2, Xenoverse 2 and Dragon Ball FighterZ is just covering the old, great, classic Dragon Ball Z games. It's ridiculous. So.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move on. Next topic here. So, in Japan, they have like which is like the Universal Studios in Japan. You know, how is Florida here? They have like something like that in Japan. And basically they have, people who don't know, they have Dragon Ball in 4D, not 3D, but in 4D, 4 dimensions. And they have a movie, I think it's either coming out or it's just released. Super Saiyan God Broly versus Super Saiyan God Gogeta is going to be airing in the Japanese Universal theaters exclusively. And kind of difference between, you know, 4D and 3D is, well, what makes these so particularly special is because they're kind of like, it's kind of like a ride. You're not just in a movie theater, you're kind of like on a ride. There's a scene where they're flying by water or something like that, you might actually feel water in your face. Like, some actual water would come out of wherever the fuck it comes out of, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or if you power up or something like that, you might actually get wind, you know, blowing through your hair or some shit like that, or whatever the case may be. You know, you actually get these different effects. That's what makes it 4D versus 3D, where it's not just the images popping out at you, but the effects and things that they're actually doing, you know, are actually, you know, actually interacting with, is actually hitting you or whatever. They actually have stuff set up to where, you know, it's actually hitting you, and so it's more immersive. Some cool things, but I actually, you know, if I get a chance to go to Japan, I hate man understand to look at the movie, but I'm gonna watch that shit and I'm gonna be on that ride.
So, well, they said Gogeta wasn't supposed to be. I heard things. I heard that one, the fusion between Gogeta is not really Gogeta. That's why I heard. I heard is that Goku actually fuses with the audience.
Yeah, I heard something like that too. Yep, you're right. I did hear something about that. It was like, yeah, Goku fuses with you or whatever. Yeah, I heard something about that too.
Yeah, he doesn't fuse with Gogeta.
It doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
He fuses with you to create Gogeta, which is kind of fucking weird.
Doesn't make any sense at all.
A weird version of Gogeta. It's like Goku with a vest on.
That's what I was wondering, like, why his pants are blue and shit. I'm like, this ain't Gogeta. What's up? I mean, it's him. Why's his color scheme off? That doesn't make any sense at all. But I mean, whatever. I mean, and I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if somewhere in the future, you know, Xenoverse 3 or whatever, you'll be getting God Broly and an actual Super Saiyan God Gogeta in the games and whatever stories or whatever. You know, won't be surprised.
What are they gonna have for the expansion pack for Xenoverse 2?
Well, if you look at Goon Style, he was covering the possible expansion stuff, and there was like it was BUU written on there, and DB, I think, and he's saying it could be codes for the Bora, like Super Boo, like I guess Gotenks Absorbed or Gohan Absorbed versions, you know what I'm saying? Which would be pretty cool. But my thing is,
or
though,
that's something that he wants, or something.
Well, one did say, like, I mean, that's just what he's abbreviating. That's what he's just speculating the abbreviation could stand for. You know, we all know he's a Buhan, you know, fanboy and everything. Which Buhan was great. He was hot. He was great. Majin I love that character, but you know, but he could be right. You know, I mean, it'd be cool if he is right because I mean that's more characters for us. But it's one of those arguments that it's still bullshit. You know, because they sure have been on the game's disc. They sure have been in the game. You know, you're giving me super motherfuckers and DLC and shit, but you got niggas who in Z who are important who ain't in the game still. You know, or GT who are important who ain't in the game still. You know, so it's a slippery slope argument. It's like, but I ain't gonna lie. I mean, if they come out, you know, the board come out, Gohan. You know, the other versions of Boo come out, other versions of Cell, versions of Frieza. You know, I'm gonna buy them because you know damn well ain't gonna be free. Anyone who's thinking they're gonna come out with this expansions or expansions with plural finesse for free, y'all lying to yourselves. They ain't about to do nothing for you for free. You gonna pay for them. You know, that's just the way it is. So, but I'll pay for them though. I'll pay for them. I'll fuck with them. I'll pay for them. You know, the season pass, season 2. If you gave me the characters I actually want, I'll pay for it.
That would be nice.
But
they should have gave it to us before. They gave it to us in Xenoverse 1, and you're gonna give it to Xenoverse 2. That's something I have a problem with.
Yeah, you give me the Bora, you give me GTU, Baby Vegeta, and GT goes and that's not gonna happen probably. He's not popular enough. He's not over enough. But I'll take him though. But GTU is definitely very important. But I wouldn't if they don't give us Oob, they give us Baby Vegeta and Goten. That'd be fine because I already have an Oob created. Now I'll put a lot of work in him so I can kind of get over it until it's Universe 3. But if I could choose, I'll take GT Goten. I'll take Baby Vegeta. I'll take the Bora. I'll take the versions of Boo. Second form Cell. First form Frieza. Second form Frieza. Third form Frieza.
Third form.
Yeah.
Give me Android 19 and 20.
Yep. Dr. Giro, Android 20. Yep. I'm sorry. Android 20, Dr. Giro, aka Dr. Giro, 19.
Should give me Garlic Jr.
I'll be fine with that, but I think there's more villains that people want over him. You can only pick like one more movie character. I think people might go for Tapion or something, you know.
Okay, let me see who else. Android 13. Yeah, give me that.
Android 13, definitely. Android 13, I definitely take him.
Version of Brojack. What the fuck?
Yeah, that needs to be addressed as well. Yeah, that needs to be addressed. You know, yep.
You can't just give me a half-ass character. You gotta give me the full variation of that character.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta transform, power up. It doesn't make sense why you not add a transform version of the character. That makes no sense. It's illogical. It's illogical, I say.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, when you go fuck nigga.
Yeah, for who made Dragon Ball Universe 2?
Who makes Dragon Ball Universe 2? Dimps.
For Dimps?
Man, damn.
Trying to pull a CyberConnect too.
Yeah, trying to finesse this.
Look, they trying to pull a CyberConnect too.
Yeah,
hey, you want this character? You want this character? Oh, you can't have it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they pull.
You have to wait until the next game.
What they do with Naruto, Boruto, they give you another variation, and all those character slots are gone.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Naruto. That many blank character spots? That don't make sense. Don't make sense at all.
Like everybody was like, "Yo, we're gonna get a lot of characters." Nope, you only get 6 characters. A story.
Oh, don't worry. Through my mouth, you'll get another. You'll get another update. Don't worry. You'll get another update for more characters you got to pay for. Don't worry. You got you.
Nah,
yeah, that's it. Naruto's done. That's why I didn't know.
They said that after the DLC 3 or whatever, but Sound 40 said it was done. But yeah, you see how well that worked out.
The company CyberConnect 2 is legit done with Naruto now.
I believe when I see it.
The only thing they're working on now is Naruto Blaze.
As long as they're not working on that at all. That's not their game.
No. The only thing they're doing is the remaster. That's it.
Oh yeah, they are doing the remaster. I believe when I see it. If them niggas believe they can get more money out of you, depending on what Boruto sold, you better believe they're gonna do it again.
That's why this is another company.
If Boruto made them a lot of bread, you best believe they're gonna oh shit, okay, people still interested in this game? Boruto? Oh, we want more Boruto characters. Okay, we got you. You know, whatever.
They can't. It's too late. They gotta
Yeah,
get the perfect roster.
after like the Barto the expansion drop, it took
If 6 months,
about
if six
two
months go
weeks
by
before.
and there's no support, I'll buy it. Until then, I'm not. I don't believe none of CyberConnect's 2 say. I don't believe a damn thing they say. But anyway, we
Hey,
gonna go ahead and move on. Next topic here. So in y'all opinion, which saga in Dragon Ball Z was the best saga?
Ooh,
Yeah.
boy.
Uh-huh.
It's a tough one.
Yep.
Because some people love Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
Some people love
I like
the Android
Cell.
saga.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Android. I like the whole Android saga. It was real. It was dark, and a lot of character development for a lot of characters.
Mm-hmm.
But the Frieza saga was good because it just showed the pride of Saiyan pride, then finally
Mhm.
getting revenge against Frieza. So, but me personally, like I said, I like the Android saga
Okay.
because just the story of it was just oh man,
Right.
like it kept
Well,
you at
you're
the edge
right.
of your seat, and it was like it just reminded me of Terminator, Back to the Future. Like it was just like all over the place. Man, you're like, oh yeah, go back in time. You kind of find out how the future really was. You're like, oh, you thinking, oh man, the Goku saved the day, and kind of finally he dies, and then all hell
Right.
breaks loose.
Tripped you out, yeah.
You're like, what? All of a sudden you
No
see
could
everyone
even chance fight. He got from a disease. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you come, yeah, and you come to find out you see everyone got killed in one huge battle. You're like, what? And Gohan's the only one who survived. You're like, oh damn. And
It was
you
going
realize,
down.
and then you realize Gohan never got to use his full potential because he never had the training for it.
Right.
And
Okay.
you're like, it's like you felt so bad for them in
Yeah.
that time. That's why Trunks tried so hard to save the past.
So what about you, Naruto, man?
Same thing in Android Saga, cause I grew
I
up.
used to Cell Saga.
First,
Yeah.
the Cell Saga was.
It's all the same difference. Android Saga, Cell Saga,
Mhm.
it's all the same
Yeah,
difference. Whatever.
but the thing about the Cell Saga for me, it had a lot of good scenes. Like when Cell was first announced, everybody was just terrified of him. They was like, "Yo, this man's a serious problem. If the androids and them team up, we'll be dead." And there was like a huge confusion that Cell was actually hunting down the androids to use them to get his perfect form. It was a good episode, and the one that legit was really good for me. It was how Team Youth Gohan pretty much did the father of some kind but the one-handed style, and
Mhm.
reminded me a lot of Future Gohan, who I thought was like the dopest character.
Mm-hmm.
Like how he was versing the androids and he used his one-handed comic. I was like, ah, shit, I see what they did there. They just try to bring that back a Gohan, Future Gohan moment. So it was cool. I actually liked the Cell Saga, and it was more suspenseful, more action, more dark storyline, really dark, and a good ending to I thought would be good for Dragon Ball Z. But the Boo Saga came in.
Okay, I feel it. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. People is not gonna like me anymore after I say this, because this is the most hated saga and the most unbeloved saga out of all of them. But I think the Boo Saga for me was the best saga. Boo Saga for me was I mean, all the other sagas were amazing. Don't get me wrong, amazing sagas, and very, very emotional, very, very great sagas. Very invested sagas. But Boo Saga to me was extra special because of a couple of reasons. Because now that was what the saga where finally Vegeta and Goku actually really settled things. It was no more, he's mad with Goku or I'm trying to catch up to you and everything. They finally settled things. He went Majin Vegeta and everything. They had, their battle and stuff like that and everything. That was pretty cool to see Vegeta go evil again. And, I'm tired of, playing second fiddle to you, blah, blah, blah. I want to sell things once and for good. That was pretty dope. And then Vegeta, of course, final explosion and everything, killing himself, trying to save everybody. That was, to me, probably out of everything I've seen in Dragon Ball, even that to me, because of Vegeta's character and everything that he went through from his whole life to that point, you know, maybe even more than Frieza. Well, no, I don't know, it's close, but maybe more than the Frieza one. That was the most powerful moment for Vegeta, in my opinion, because in the Frieza one, he was upset because everything he made him to be and everything, and he was crying and stuff, so that was very emotional and powerful. But this time, he was actually the hero, like really the hero. Like, you know, he tried to save his son, his wife, you know, his rival slash friend at that point. You know what I'm saying? He tried to save the Earth, you know, by killing Majin Buu, by killing himself, you know. I feel like that was probably his most shining moment. He went like a boss, you know what I'm saying? So like that was, you know, that's a moment you'll never forget, you know, in Dragon Ball history. Out of any moment in Vegeta, I feel like that was his best moment. Like, you know, Vegeta went out like, damn, you know, like everybody was like, Vegeta dead, man, you know, like, damn, he really killed himself? Like, you know, because you didn't think he was coming back, you know, you thought Vegeta was like serious for good, like, oh shit, you know, like, Vegeta's, you know, like, he always went back with the Dragon Balls and shit, man, like, oh, man, because before we knew about the other wishes and stuff and everything, whatever, but, you know, like, he was like, Vegeta's finished, you know, like, oh, man, and then I felt like Majin Buu was that enemy who was the enemy of enemies because, you know, everybody was getting smashed, you know, Gotenks, you know, Goten was pretty cool, and Kid Trunks and everything, you know, Fusion was introduced, that was an amazing thing that we had never seen before. That was awesome. You know, Fusion introduced. We got Gotenks. You know, he played around. Zoro got smashed. And Gohan, even because Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, is my favorite version of Gohan. Even more than his, you know, Cell Saga version or whatever, which was amazing. He's still dope. But this was like the Gohan that was, you know, what future Gohan could have been if he had the right time and right training and stuff. He, you know, had his father's gi on. He was there to finally finish the fight. He was Han Solo. Well, he went alone on the battlefield, but he was fighting alone. He didn't need nobody's help. He could beat him himself and everything. You know what I'm saying? That was the Gohan that everybody wanted to see. Full power, even stronger than SSJ2, even stronger than SSJ3, the strongest character in Dragon Ball, you know, at that time.
Unfused.
You know, yeah, unfused. The strongest unfused character, thank you. The strongest unfused character in Dragon Ball, you know. So he was there to finally settle the score and to beat the enemy by himself. You know, Goku's dead, you know, truly the torch has been passed on. He didn't help from Goku. He didn't help from Piccolo. He didn't need no pep talk. He was there to be the hero and finally beat the enemy by himself. So I feel like all those moments are really overlooked in the Buu Saga, and a lot of people really don't take those moments for granted in the Buu Saga. The Buu Saga did so many great things, you know, for so many characters that I think a lot of people kind of step on it. Oh well, he was better, you know, than Kid Gohan and Cell Saga and everything. I'm like, you know, that's fine, it's your opinion. But to me, this is the true version of Gohan, and when he was meant to be. And then, of course, we don't know how that turned out. But you know, it ain't the point. It ain't the point. But you know, so Buu Saga for me was special. Then Vegito was fucking badass. You know, I feel like Buu was that enemy who, you know, kind of like Cell, but on another level. You know, of everybody was getting wrecked, and he was like, damn, who's gonna beat this guy? He can regenerate more than Cell can, or just as much as Cell can. You know, you got power after power up, they can't beat this dude. Because you only saw SSJ2 for Cell, you know, as far as like beating him. These dudes went SSJ2, then went SSJ3 ain't enough, he unlocked Ultimate Power ain't enough, you know what I'm saying? So you just know who the hell's gonna beat Buu. Like, this dude kept coming back. Like, god damn. You know, so, and then Goku finally launched the Spirit Bomb as a Super Saiyan, which is what I always wanted to see. You know, the Super Spirit Bomb, that was dope. And he got, you know, actual, you know, energy from the entire planet. Not just a handful of people from the entire planet, you know, and everything, you know. So that's pretty freaking dope. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the fights were great, of course, and everything. I thought the dialogue was really good, too. You know, but he didn't want to fuse with Goku and everything. He's like, yeah, man, you know, he absorbed her son. You know, it's now or never. So I just thought Buu Saga was a really special saga. That a lot of people, I mean, the only thing I would say, I understand when people say that the Buu Saga, out of all the other sagas, wasn't their fight. Okay, I'll agree with that, because in the Saiyan saga, whatever, you know, the Prince of Saiyan stuff, you know, come and take out the trash, you know, you didn't do your mission and this and that, whatever the case may be. You know, in the making of the saga and everything, obviously, you know, had the Dragon Ball dynamic, Frieza on the Overlord, and he destroyed your people. You know, and Cell, obviously, you know, remnants of the the Red Ribbon Army, where Goku took care of as a kid. You know, he was, you know, created to destroy you, and the androids were created to destroy you, and everything like that. You know, this is your, you know, your sins of your past. But the Buu saga was the Kais came and they was like, hey man, hey yo dog, we need some help. What's up? You know, we need some help, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
first gods.
Yeah.
The first gods.
Yeah, the original gods. So and that's another thing too that was cool, that the god hierarchy they introduced stuff too that was pretty cool. But so I understand as far as you're saying, as far as the weakest story and that aspect of the setup. Okay, I agree with that. But when things got rolling, dude, you know, I feel like it was, you know, for me, the most standout saga with the moments that they had. So, you know, that's my rant. I'm done.
Yeah, for the androids, I'd say it was, like I said, Back Future, Terminator, whatever. But it also made you think about, they realized even though they became a Super Saiyan, it was still never enough.
Right.
And it's like, no, it's like, and they realized how time elapsed once you went back in time, back and forth, how they changed their present time, how the angels were actually stronger than what they should have been.
Right.
And that was kind of scary part. They're like, Trump's like, I could take both of them on at once and hold my own, but this time, they just knocked me out cold.
One shot that boy. Just one shot that boy. Just bad.
And like to hop on the bandwagon, what you said about Gohan passing the torch, that's basically what the Cell Saga was.
Yeah. When I was talking about, it was supposed to be him, Goku passing the torch in the Cell Saga, but I mean, like, he still had to get a pep talk from Goku to get through, you know, in the Buu Saga, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
No, what I mean is, because I'm saying a pep talk because Gohan was only 9 years old when he fought Cell. Not a teen, not anything else. He was just a young kid.
Right.
And Goku actually trained him. They actually prepared for the android for 3 years, and it still wasn't enough. And when Goku realized his son was the only person... Oh,
you're lagging.
You're lagging out, man.
Yeah, I was biting out. Am I good now?
You're good.
Alright. Why don't you go ahead and explain to people about the 9 years old? Because I know a lot of people going to watch this teen Gohan. So why don't you go ahead and explain to them real quickly how his actual age is and why he's...
DC, repeat what you gotta repeat everything again because you were still lagging out. Give him a second, please. Shit.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was saying that, why don't you go ahead and explain to people who don't know real quick the history of Gohan's actual age and everything, because a lot of people want to listen to this and they're going to pull the he's Teen Gohan card, and why don't you go ahead and explain to them real quick about why he's 9?
Okay, basically, in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, Gohan's only 4 years old. And then, you know, when Goku dies, they search for the Dragon Balls. And so once they wished Goku back to life and are training for a year, somehow the Dragon Balls, like, fast forward, and instead of saying they're coming 6 months ahead of time, and they come earlier than expected. Before they're even done their training. And so once, you know, everyone gets killed by the Saiyans, whatever, they go to planet Namek right afterwards. So Gohan's still 4, regardless of time. A year hasn't even passed. Then after the Frieza saga, if you want to count a year gone by, Gohan's 5. And then you want to talk about another 3 years of training for the androids. He's 8 years old. Then you can say Gohan's birthday passed, because remember they did a little, what they call it, a little filler?
Yeah.
Basically, he would be 9. Or if he'd be 9 years old. But most people want to say hyperbolic time chamber. If that's the case, he's 9, but he has the body of a 10-year-old. And then you go by 7 years later, he's 16, which they explain that in beginning of Dragon Ball Z. They say his age. They say his age in Dragon Ball Z Kai. They say his age in the manga as well. He's 16 in the Buu Saga. He's not 18. He's not 19, 20. He's going into high school. And I know damn sure he ain't 18.
He was 1 year late to high school. Yep.
So he's not gonna be 18 being a freshman in high school. Let's be for real.
Right.
So it's like
pretty much saying if you say Gohan's 18,
that nigga hella slow. That nigga did 20 in the freshman.
Like
Yeah.
his mom hasn't hit teach.
The way she busted his ass in the studies? Nah, nigga.
But people forget in Japan they had 3 years of high school.
That's true.
Like,
so by the time he's 18, he'll be finished.
Yep, exactly.
Like,
so,
every single time there was a scene with Gohan, he said so many hypothetical stuff inside the anime that an average 4-year-old wouldn't even talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how am I supposed to survive by myself at night, day? How am I supposed to get off this mountain? Like, he always was thinking before he actually started to do things. Goku, he always rushed in. Gohan's the complete opposite of Goku, where he always thinks before he do anything else. He always take his studies before fighting. So, at a 12-year-old kid in high school it's fucking ridiculous. But in Japan, that is actually normal.
No, but the thing is about him being a teen is just when a misconception because Funimation didn't know how old he was. They didn't know how old he was.
They added his age. They gave him 12 because he looked like an older, look about 11, 12 or whatever the case may be. So they said based on what he looked more than actually what he was.
And then another misconception with the Japanese version, they say Gohan's 11, because in the American version and Japanese, they gave him 5 years old. That's what they started him off with.
Hmm.
And then they said he had a filler of 11-year-old birthday. He's 11 now. I mean, oh god. I'm glad Dragon Ball Kai cleared that up. They took that out.
Even if without the filler and everything, even if it was a year for the Saiyans and everything like that, he still is no teenager in the cell art, no matter how you slice it.
He'd be 10 years old at the most.
Yeah, just no matter how you slice it, he's not no teenager.
And that's what made Gohan more popular and stronger than Goku. He developed so much faster because he had so much more battle experience than Goku at his age.
Right.
Still think Future Gohan is probably the best Gohan. I don't give a shit.
I'm not Gohan's my favorite character, so every version of Gohan I'm down with. That's my guy. So, like I said, my favorite version is the real Teen Gohan and Buu Saga. That's my dude.
But people forget in the future.
Yes, Future Gohan probably my second favorite. And then the kid Gohan from Cell Art.
Mm-hmm. I'll say the difference between Future Gohan in the manga and the TV special and the anime for Dragon Ball Z. In the future episode, TV special, Gohan can almost close to hold his own against one of the androids one-on-one.
Yep.
However, in the anime, when Trunks explained what actually happened, his version of it, during the anime, he's talking to Cell, Gohan can barely fight the androids one-on-one. He's getting trashed all over the place.
Right.
And in the manga, Trunks is already a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, that's true.
But me personally, like I said, I like the TV special better. It's more dramatic. They changed it up from the manga.
I mean, I don't like when in any form of entertainment where some character comes in and they tell you you give you a history of what happens, but they actually don't animate it or whatever. They're like, I don't like that. That's one of the reasons I don't really read many books, because I don't want to imagine what you're telling me. I wanted to see what you see in your mind when you wrote this story. I don't want to think about it myself and put it to it like, oh wow, I bet it's like this. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to think of. I don't want to put. Because every author sees things differently, you know, and some authors, what their vision is, that's for you to see things in your own vision and everything. But to me, that kind of writing, I don't like. I want to actually see what you were thinking about your story portrayed on screen, or you know, there's some form of animation movement. I don't want to think about, well, this character probably looks like this, or no. I want to see what you think when you think of the character, how they look, how they portray.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I was kind of disappointed in the History of Trunks TV special, because they didn't show actually how the Z Word actually died in a huge battle against the androids, and how Gohan survived.
Right, he rushed through it.
Got out. Yeah. I wish they actually would have showed it, each panel, each scene, you know, them fighting together and it's getting annihilated.
Right.
And like I said, I wish they would have kept it like that instead of, you know, changing everything up from the manga version and the anime version when Trunks is actually explaining what happened, even though they showed Trunks and Gohan fighting the androids, but he says Gohan dies during that battle, but you know, Trunks didn't have the sword back then.
Right.
Until after Gohan died.
Right.
So it's like a lot of inconsistencies.
The real question of where you got that from too is still a mystery, if I'm not mistaken.
I actually think Bulma made the sword for him.
Did she make it?
But yeah, she made it. But in the movie, Tapion,
the Tapion movie, he gave it to him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the difference.
Well, that Trunks is from a different timeline anyway, so.
Yeah, people forget. There's two different Trunks during the timeline.
Yeah, it's not the same Trunks.
That's the first Trunks.
That's the reason. Let me say this. Let me tackle this real quick because I know people want to be quick to say Trunks is a bitch in GT. He's a sucker. That's because that version of Trunks is supposed to be the version of Trunks in the main timeline where he was a spoiled little kid who had everything he wanted, who had both of his parents, and never had to go through anything. The Trunks that came from the future is completely opposite of that Trunks. That's the reason he grows up to be like that, because he never knew hardship really. You know, I mean, the only threat he really had, you know, unless Super, you know, when he gets older, you know, hopefully he can go, you know, go to the Trunks actually do show up. But the only hardship he really had was Majin Buu as a kid. But other than that, he had no problems.
And people forget there are two different versions of future Trunks. I'm not talking about Super, because in Dragon Ball Z, Trunks dies twice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And Cell kills him twice in different timelines. It makes it funny.
Yep.
So people say, you know, the androids are stronger than the other. You can thank Cell for that, for taking the time machine and going back further before Goku came back to Earth fighting Frieza. Yep. So thanks Cell for screwing the history up.
Nah, because we gonna blame Toriyama writing that shit. That's what we gonna blame.
But I will say that I did like the Goku vs. Cell fight scene though. That was probably one of the best fights I've seen in Dragon Ball.
Great fight.
But I will say I like Dragon Ball Kai's version better.
Since we on this version, before you go there, let's go and bring this up real quick, because I know again people are going to, you know, say, well, you know, you heard all the time, Goku could have beaten Cell if he actually really tried, you know. But so let's go ahead and let's clear this up also, because Goku, unfortunately, as much as I'm a Goku fan, I would love to, you know, believe that, but I can't believe that because that's not the way it was.
No, Cell was just testing Goku for the most part. And that's why he was so excited. He said, oh, finally, someone's giving me a decent challenge. Unlike the rest of everyone else who was just like, oh, lackluster, pitiful, too overhyped on their own power. He said Goku was actually being strategic in everything he did. But even that was the case, Goku still was not. Goku even said it himself at Korin's Tower. He said, Cell's still more powerful than I am. I'm only using maybe a third of my full strength, and Cell's still stronger than me. And then you see later on how much stronger Cell is when he goes full power against Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. That's just the gap. Because you see everyone, like, they're shocked. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but I do.
Yeah,
But they're all
a lot of
shocked,
people,
like,
I think, forgot about that.
and
He was
they're
holding
like,
the, I think TN said it. He was like, he was holding back that much power the whole time.
yeah, and Goku was like, and yeah, Vegeta and Trunks are shaking. Goku was like, unreal. He, like, and even Goku said, he said, that's his full power. He said, like, if he would have went out, they never would have stood a chance. Cell was just making sport of everyone. But then again,
I know the tough pill to swallow, because the thing is, I think why a lot of people have a problem with that fighting Goku so much is because Goku didn't try to beat Cell. He knew he couldn't beat Cell, so he didn't really try. And this is the only fight in history of Dragon Ball, unless you count that Battle of Gods bullshit, where Goku really didn't try to beat the guy. You know, like, I mean, he didn't go all out. He didn't get his shirt ripped off. You know, he didn't, you know, do or die battle. And I think that's what's bothering a lot of people when they see that fight, because whenever you see Goku go in, his clothes get fucked up somewhere down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the way I can counter that argument is, for one, Goku was trying his ass off. He powered up to his max. He went to his max as a Super Saiyan, a Master Super Saiyan, and Cell was just 3 steps ahead of him. And Goku already realized that, but he still kept the fight going. I mean, Dragon Ball Kai said it, but different variations of Vegeta's, different lines for Kai, Z, whatever. There's another one, like Ocean Dub, they all say it. He said Cell's just 2 to 3 steps ahead of him. Even Master Roshi said, well, if this fight keeps going, Goku doesn't have the stamina to keep up with Cell. He says Goku's getting worn down. Cell was just picking him apart. And he can't keep up with that. I mean, Goku went all out. I mean, he tried to kill Cell with the instant transmission Kamehameha. He actually put most of his strength into it, but it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
That was just a power gap.
Blew his body smooth off.
And I think that was like, if
blew his
Goku,
fucking head off and still didn't kill the son of a bitch.
Yeah, like if that was like, if people forget, that was like the only chance Goku really had to really kill Cell, and that wasn't enough. So that should be telling you something right there.
He wanted a surprise attack.
Yep. And Goku was worn down. Cell was like, okay, and he said it, like he said, you won't get that off again. So Goku was running out of options regardless. And then
let's point out. You might be thinking about this, but let's point out one particular scene I think people forget about, where Goku had a Papa Sensu being sitting there breathing all hard. Yeah, I figured you already go that route. Yeah, he's like, hey yo, pop one of them pills, Goku. Enter the medicine cabinet. I'm good, bro. Medicine cabinet. I'm good. Go ahead.
And he told Goku. He told him. He said this. He said, once you get that Sensu beam, this will be your last fight you ever have. So he said, might as well go in and take it, because this will be the last one. I will cut you down. Goku said, well, okay, Cell, time out, I'm done. Go on,
tag out. Hot tag.
Yep. Goku said, he said, I know I can't beat you. And everyone's like, but you're the only one. And Gohan's like, but Dad, I don't want to fight. He's like, Gohan, you're stronger than me, you know this. Well, I mean, I didn't think you were really trying. And this is the problem I have. People listen to Gohan for what he said about, you know, I don't think you were trying, Dad, because, you know, you and Cell could have gone all out. And Goku said it himself. Son, you're comparing your power to mine. That's because you think I wasn't trying, because you're that much stronger than me, basically. But Goku was going all out, getting his ass whooped. It wasn't an ass whooping where, you know, where he fought Frieza. Frieza tore him up.
Mm-hmm.
But it was getting there. And I think that's one thing I do like about Dragon Ball Kai more than Z. You can actually see Goku steadily losing the fight against Cell. Where in Z, they make it seem like almost like they're dead even, which they weren't.
Right. Them fillers though, cuz. Them fillers though.
Yeah, I mean, they made the fight scenes longer than they should have been. But in Kai, you see Goku slowly getting pushed back. Where he's like almost dead in the corner.
Right.
And so I was like, and when he tells Gohan that, and Gohan's like, I still don't think you're trying hard. He said, well, maybe. He said, maybe Cell's not, which he wasn't. He said, but I was. And then everyone looks shocked, and Vegeta's like, you're telling me that little pipsqueak has all that power? All that power?
Right.
Because remember, I can even give you examples even from the game. They tell you in the dialogue, Goku and Gohan are training. Even in Burst Limit, the little scene they had, Infinite World they have it. I think Budokai have it too when they're training. And Gohan's like, oh, come on, Dad, you're not good, you know. You need to go all out. And Goku later on says, well, I'm giving my all. And Gohan's still coming at me like it's nothing. And a lot of people forget that.
Oh yeah. And I feel you though, but they all get it sooner or later. One day they might not never get it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, because I keep telling people like Gohan as the 9-year-old was the strongest Z fighter in the universe at that time. He was the only person who could have fought Cell, the only person.
Yeah.
As a Master Super Saiyan, he was the strongest one. And people are like, oh, what about Super Trunks? Super Trunks was nowhere near that power.
Oh, no. Super Trunks. It was already... I mean, did y'all not see when Super Trunks fought Cell the first time? He couldn't touch Cell. And if he could touch Cell, it wasn't powerful enough.
Yep, and people are like, well, so... And here's a lot of misconceptions. Oh, Trunks was strong enough. I said, no, he was not strong. Because Trunks powered up just as like Trunks did. He said all his power, no speed, really? And that's from Trunks' inexperience from battle.
People think that he was more powerful, but he just was faster to hit him. That's what it was. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case either. He wasn't powerful enough.
He wasn't powerful. So just toyed with him.
If he had speed with that power, like Broly, for example, he still wouldn't have enough power to beat Cell.
And that's another thing that gets on my nerves. People talk about, you know, Broly from movie 8 could beat Cell. No. Cell would have tore Broly up in that fight. And if Cell would have went to his max, he would have tore Broly up.
I'll be specific. Which version of Cell? You know, people gonna ask.
Perfect Cell. If he went super perfect Cell, that would have been done a long time ago.
So you say he can handle second form in perfect Cell?
No, I'll say this: he can handle perfect Cell, but he can't handle perfect or super perfect Cell.
Okay.
Because remember, if you went to by timeline during movies, Broly, if you want to count it, is before the Cell games.
Right.
And half-dead Goku with a half-dead Gohan, Piccolo, Trunks, and Vegeta, half their energy, barely any energy, can beat Broly in one punch, really?
Hey man, the original One Punch Man.
I mean, the original. Yeah, it's like, but that's why I tell people, so you want to compare that, but Cell just toying around with Goku. And people forget, Broly was going all out. Cell wasn't. That's another main difference I tell people. Broly's going all out, whooping their ass. Cell's just toying with them, making sport out of it.
What happened to our cohort Naruto? This man's still alive? What's going on? He's been quiet for the longest.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Alright, well, we're gonna move on. Get the podcast moving on, nigga. We can go and talk about this all day. But,
oh, yeah, sure.
So...
I didn't want to... Y'all was going
you good. So, is there any anime or manga you'd like to see Dragon Ball crossover with? Any like dream anime crossover or something like that for Dragon Ball?
Well, I mean, shoot, you can do the anime special they did.
Or a character you like to... Well, forget the special. What would you like to see? Is there any character you think would be cool to see Goku meet or something like that? Or any anime characters you'd like to see intertwine?
Honestly, I would really like to see them go into the Yu Hakusho realm.
That's what I was going to take. You stole my shit. I was going to say that.
Like that really would have been badass. Because you have King Yama there anyway. Then you have the Spirit World.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the huge ass tournament at the end. And I think, me personally, I really do think Toriyama stole that from him, Yu Yu Hakusho, because they had a huge tournament to decide Demon Realm, who's going to control the 3 sectors and control the fate of Earth.
Right.
But,
Possible.
I mean,
But well, no.
I
Well,
really,
no.
hmm?
I don't know. I don't know if I would say that because Dragon Ball came out in '84, and by the time they got up to their last episode, I think it was in '89. Hakusho didn't come out until I think '91, so they already had a tournament in Dragon Ball before. Although it wasn't on the scale it wasn't on the scale of, you know, that tournament, but they did have a tournament beforehand.
No, I'm not talking about that tour. I'm talking about the super tournament right now.
Oh
Think
yeah, that's possible. That's definitely possible. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right. The whole universal tournament, and everything, or tournament of power, or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
You can definitely make that argument. Yeah.
Okay, because they had the Dark World tournament to decide the fate of Earth, and they had a team-based tournament, not one-on-one. It was team-based, just like Super.
Yep.
And then you had the next tournament, which was supposed to be team-based, but Yusuke said, "Oh well, I want everyone to have a chance to decide the fate of Earth and the three, kingdoms of Demon World." So I'm like, shoot, I feel like Toriyama took those ideas from Yu Hakusho.
Hey, it's a great idea to take. I ain't mad at him for that one. But Naruto, you got something to say on this topic, sir?
I don't know what I would like to see a crossover with Dragon Ball.
It's okay to say nobody. That's all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say nobody. I just keep Dragon Ball because I feel like it wouldn't. For one, if they do it, let's just say they do a crossover with Yu Yu Hakusho, I think it wouldn't be fair at all because fucking Dragon Ball Z pretty much.
Oh yeah, they're OP. They're OP. I just think the interaction between Yusuke and Goku would be pretty funny. You know, and Piccolo and Hiei and shit like that. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty much Dragon Ball Z one shots everybody. So if they do a crossover would be like pointless. I mean, if I had to replace Dragon Ball Z with Naruto, I would probably see Naruto and One Piece do a crossover. That would be the best.
But they did that.
I don't want to see that go. I can't stand One Piece. Fuck the hell with Monkey D. Luffy. I said to motherfuckers, come at me, bro.
I mean, I want to see both Naruto and Luffy fight. That would be cool. That would be a good fight to watch. I already know who will win off the bat. I already know who would out the fight. If y'all niggas say Luffy, y'all some dumbass niggas. I'm sorry. Fucking Naruto's overpowered now.
Yeah, so if someone says Naruto, I'm like, really? Blow up the world, blow up a mountain, really?
I mean, Luffy, yeah, he can shatter a fucking island, but Naruto could do a lot more than that shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying against Goku. Like you can't compare to that.
He don't want to. He said Naruto and One Piece though. He didn't say Dragon Ball.
Oh, no, I got you.
Nah, if I was.
Well, I guess we can go ahead and leave that topic alone then. Moving on to the next one. Got a couple more here. So this should be a really good one. So characters who can beat Goku.
Characters who can beat Goku.
Yeah, and this can be from any medium. This can be from any medium. This can be from the most powerful version of Goku versus any character you want, any medium, any comic, any anime, any manga, any American, any European, any Eastern, any character you can think of who's fucking OP, who you think can beat Goku.
What was the fucking guy in fucking all Marvel DC who was in Marvel and DC? What's the fucking name of that dude? That motherfucker.
What's his
All Might. I'm saying All Might. My Hero Academia. What's it All Might?
No. There was something.
You talking about is it? I think that's what you're talking about. What the hell's Lewis? If you need him now.
yeah, I know, right? Are you talking about the one who can create the kid who can create his own universe? An instant?
Yo, it's the father. Him.
Reed Richards?
No.
What? No.
There was still no. I know he can kill Goku, but there was somebody.
No, he can't.
There's somebody who is like all powerful in both DC and Marvel that legit is.
But wait a minute. What character crossover between DC and Marvel though is doing this?
Yo, it was an old comic. This dude was so overpowered that he can destroy the whole entire Marvel and DC universe.
Now, you gonna look him up, dog?
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up.
You gonna look him up? Some people would say the Dark Lord Baltimore from Harry Potter. He could like
no.
well no what people say is that like he could like erase Goku's mind, fuck his mind up, whatever. He doesn't have any ability over mind control. Some people.
I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
but DC, you forget Majin mind control for you to push them out.
Yeah, but Lord Baltimore. Let's just say he's more. Let's just say hypothetically he's more powerful than Bobby. Let's just say.
I can't think about that.
You don't think the Dark World is stronger than him?
You're talking about a dark world, but you talk about universal level.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just giving some hypotheticals what I've heard people say over the time, over the course of time. Some people would say Doctor Strange. He's a master of time and space and this and that. No, Doctor Strange. I'm sorry. Doctor Who. He's a master of time and space and everything. He always switches bodies and stuff.
That's his name.
The one above all. Oh yes, the one above all. I know what you're talking about. He's pretty good. He's the one above all. Yeah. Yes, he is freaking OP. Ridiculous.
Well, damn. Well, see, here's the problem then. The only way version of Goku I can say would maybe stand a chance is GT Goku at the end of Dragon Ball GT when he absorbs the Dragon Balls.
He's one above all.
Yep, that's the only way I see Goku ever stand.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. How about the? Be interesting. Where's Death Battle for that one? That'd be interesting. Because the thing is though.
You're gonna say Death Battle to do that?
No, I was joking about that. To hell with Death Battle. No, but I just mean somebody to simulate it though. But you know the thing with Doctor Who. Some people say Doctor Who. He's a master of time manipulation in the space time and blah 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 blah. And the people say something like, okay, well. He can go back in the past when Goku's a baby and kill him then, you know, before he grows up.
Yeah, but but here's the problem with that. The only thing I have a problem with that is, it's just like Trunks going back in time. You're killing that version of Goku, but there's another world, different time of Goku. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to go to Earth Prime of Goku, whatever, and kill him off there.
But he has to go to multiple. What about Eternity? There you go. What about that? Eternity. No fucking cares. Hold on. Never mind. Still got the cosmic power of the Marvel Universe. But yeah, that'll be a good fight to see the one above all versus GT Goku and GT Goku.
I don't know. It's tough.
That one above all is overpowered. It's just OP in the Marvel Universe. I couldn't remember his name, but I knew there was somebody who legit can like erase everything in a heartbeat.
Well, what's that DC character?
Well, could he be Zeno? That's the question then.
We don't even know Zeno's full extent.
We don't. You know, we saw how fast he ran Universe 9 though. Them niggas blinking, they was gone.
Like, they said this too. I'm gonna give you
Franklin Richards, that's what it is.
I can say this for about Zeno. They did give him a little power scaling. This man can kill an immortal person from existence.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you remember the, If you remember the ending from this Monster Saga.
Why you guys keep bringing that garbage up, man? Nah.
You're
making a point. I know you're making a point. You're right. He wiped out an immortal person from existence. He erased his ass. Immortality and all, nigga.
Dude was spreading to other universes, so he was from the future and he was heading to multiple universes, and he just erased them like that.
That nigga was like Kuro Sensei and J-Star. That nigga's whole face became the planet and shit.
Like he erased them for existence, so that's a good power scaling, but we still don't know how powerful. That's like we don't know that's his full extent.
I think that's OP. I think that's OP enough. Shit, niggas erasing universes and galaxies and Okay, here's one people say, and you can say Goku, or some people say Vegeta. Some people say Vegito because he is really overpowered. But well, no. But people say some. Let's just see what sticking with Goku. Let's say Goku versus Tengen Toppa and Gurren Lagann. Now, mind you, if you ever seen Tengen Toppa, have you ever seen Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann? Have you ever seen that all the way through?
You talking about the final mech they use in Gurren Lagann?
Yeah, the most powerful OP one. Now think about it. They throw galaxies as weapons.
Shit, that.
So imagine the scale of how actually big that motherfucker will be. And how much they can endure.
I don't know how
that's
work
tough.
that, because I remember that.
Can Goku stop the Milky Way coming down on his head? That's all I want to know.
Well, I don't know, man. That's tough.
Because we talking about Goku, and let's say if Goku, all right, because
or even Vegeta on that point, because that's just a whole other level of power.
Did you ever see the Seth the Programmer's the idea if Goku when Goku was Shenron, he was training with him for like what, 500 years?
I didn't watch that video, sir, but it sounds interesting.
He said that Goku would be, if he was trained with Shenron for that long, he would be the most overpowered character in Dragon Ball Z. He will be able to crush the Milky Way, even galaxies himself. See,
he does. So the programmer does do some numbers and facts for this shit. So I check that video out.
He does good numbers and facts about Dragon Ball Z, and that's so I did subscribe to him. I actually like some of his.
So post GT Goku, you know, post 100-year time skip or whatever. You might be able to hold his own against Gurren Lagann.
Might be able, but that Gurren Lagann was so overpowered. I don't even know how.
But you forget. The only reason I'll say people forget, right? At the end of GT, Goku's base level was Super Saiyan 3. You had to add the multipliers. Every multiplier.
Well, it could be high. It's probably higher now. I mean, depending on what Super does.
See, this is what I'm getting to, right? Since in GT that was his base power as Super Saiyan 3, and now since he has Super, his base power is gonna be stronger than that, plus God form. So if you add that, I'm saying this is the problem I have because you weren't connected to GT. So you add that with GT, Super Saiyan 4 Blue, plus the Dragon Balls inside him over 100 years. Because remember, it goes over 100 years because Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. That's post GT.
You know what I think they're gonna do? Let's just say hypothetically, the Super doesn't erase the God modes and all that kind of stuff, and they don't go past the end of Z, right? I think they're going to come out with a GT2. I think you're going to redo Retail GT with the God modes included stacked on top of Super Saiyan 4 or whatever. Super Saiyan 4 God. That's what I would do.
That's so fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Would you rather have GT be quote unquote non-canon, you know, or would you rather have it be redone? I mean, and, you know, actually, you know, give us some more GT and actually make some characters relevant, you know, i.e., you know, power him up, actually let him fucking beat somebody and GT go 10, you know what I'm saying?
See, I feel like they are going to do some shit like that anyway, because I told you a while ago, DC, you didn't want to, you was like, no, I don't think they're going to do this turn connected. When you said, I said they might actually redo GT. Like, they might do that.
I mean, I'll be down for it, but I'm very, you know, I highly doubt they're going to do it, but I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't be against it.
Because the way they're heading is the only way they want to connect GT with Super. And people are going to say GT's still not canon. I'm like, well, look, I don't care. How Super storyline's heading is looking like GT, or they might redo GT, or they can make GT fine.
Like, GT from my shit, whether you want to call it non-canon or side story or whatever, it's still part of Dragon Ball lore, period.
So
you ain't have to like it, but you do have to respect it.
So if I said this, I would say that it would be an interesting concept for them to combine like Blue with GT, because what Big L said, if Super is now canon, or is now canon, that and you try to combine it to GT, you're saying Goku will have the power of Blue plus Super Saiyan 3 and also Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah. I think he's going to go Super Saiyan 4. I think they're going to make. I think they're going to make Super Saiyan 4 with God power.
Then you got this new transmission that people are talking
now,
about.
wait a minute, Rondell. We don't know for sure. That's always speculation. We don't know what's going to be.
All right. What if transmission they're talking about?
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait till. Well, here's the thing. We'll have to wait till post, you know, post Super to discuss what transformations and variations they can add to GT if they do. I'm
talking about the transformation he's getting in Super. Whatever.
I know. I'm saying, if we do GT over again, he might go God mode, then he might go the you know, Super Saiyan 4 mixture guy, whatever the hell that mode is he had. Like, there's a way they can work it. If they really wanted to, there's a way they can work it in there, you know what I'm saying, and redo it and retell it that, okay, we have this ability now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he already, you know, he goes Super Saiyan 4 and, oh, it's not enough, and he goes Super Saiyan 4 God, or, you know, or mixes God Key with Super Saiyan 4. There's a way they can do it if they really wanted to actually bring it back, and, you know, make it relevant, and, you know, make up for the mistakes that they did with their first run or whatever. They could do it if they really wanted to. Because the fact of the matter is, there's money in Dragon Ball. People said the fuck they want to buy GT, but if they put GT, Dragon Ball GT again, Dragon Ball GT Kai, Dragon Ball GT 2, whatever, people are going to watch it. They can talk all that shit they want to, but people are going to tune in to watch it each and every week. Just like the people who hate Super, who clown Super, do it now. Same difference.
And another thing, this Goku right now, if you want to say he's one of the fucking overpowered, like you have, like in every anime I watched so far, the main protagonist is always going to be the most overpowered character. Even side characters might get powerful, they will still find a way to blow up their ass, make the main character even more powerful. Even the antagonists or other antagonists can't touch him whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how anime is. But right now, we talking overpowered characters like Goku, Naruto, or Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho, Ichigo. I don't want to talk about fucking Ichigo.
Actually, Yusuke wasn't that much. Yusuke wasn't OP. Makes it funny about that.
Yeah, he wasn't.
I don't want to go
in the
fucking
series.
Ichigo. This Nick, I don't want to talk about
Actually, Yu Yu Hakusho, Yusuke is actually kind of the underdog against his enemies, honestly.
Yeah. He was. That makes it crazy. The only time he was actually.
No, I'm talking about hero-wise. Just hero-wise. I ain't talking about hero-wise.
Hero-wise?
Yeah, hero-wise.
He was probably strongest here, but not by much. From Hiei is probably. You really think about it. Hiei like Yusuke, Hiei, Kurama. Like,
I think Kurama might be more powerful than all them niggas, honestly. Because Kurama was really, he's pretty ridiculous with his power.
Yeah, but you remember
because he had power. Because he had powers that like can fuck you up eternally and shit. You know, like it wasn't. You know, like that day we hit. Spoiler alert: we hit the the older girl brother with that tree. Like that's crazy shit. Like yo, you ain't never getting out of there.
Yeah, but he still wasn't powerful. What was his name? Evil detective Senju.
Oh, Senju? Yeah, Senju.
Yeah.
Well, Senju was cheating. That nigga was cheating. He was taking his that's mad spoilers. But he was taking his, you know, the spirit take the power stuff and mixing them with like DM powers and all this kind of shit and everything. He was on some OP next level fucking doggone preacher fucking Genesis type shit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yusuke still whooped his ass at the end.
Well, that's true. The Mazuku, yeah, that's true.
So either way.
That's true. He got that Mazuku power, which wasn't even full power. He beat the hell out of that boy.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, he's just saying they're gonna be overpowered in their anime. So, but I'm still thinking about how ruling the gunfight versus that Goku. I would like to see that fight, and also the one above all versus Goku. It would be a good fight.
Okay.
I mean, it would be indecisive probably, but I don't know. Cause I don't remember much about one above all. Cause I haven't read a comic about him in years. Well, I know he's supposed to be the god of the fucking Marvel, and there's another guy in DC. I don't remember his name. I think his name was Pure Sense. I think that was his name. Pure Sense.
And he's in DC? I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure, honestly. I should be ashamed of myself. I'm a DC guy. I should be ashamed of myself. I selected my comics over the years. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
There's something about American comics, reading American comics. The artists are fucking amazing. The art is fucking amazing. And some of the stories be good, be really good and all, but something about American comics versus Japanese manga, I don't know what it is, but the manga is so much more engaging, to me anyway, than the Japanese comics, the American comics are. I don't know why it's like that, but something about reading manga panels and the way they portray it and the way they do things, I can really stay with it and stay interested in stuff and like, oh, this is good, da 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 da. But some people I try to read comics from American comics, a lot of times I can't just finish the comic, or I don't keep my attention this long, and I don't know why that is. It's really weird because it's virtually kind of the same thing. So one's colored and one isn't. You know, one has more detail and one doesn't. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's weird. But anyway, moving on. So the Majin Vegeta beat Goku's ass in the Buu Saga. You know, I've heard people. One of my best friends, and he knows who he is. Me and him had this debate for years. Oh, he's a Vegeta fan. He loves Vegeta. That's his guy. He did it by himself. Vegeta didn't need no help. He's Han Solo. And Goku was always asking for help. He always needed fucking, you know, the fire team and fucking the SWAT team to help him out and blah 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 blah. You know, Vegeta did it all by himself. You know, Han, you know, he's a real man. This and that, whatever. He's a Vegeta guy, and he always brings up, you know, Vegeta beat his ass in the Buu Saga. Even Majin Vegeta, he put it on him and this and that. I'm like, first of all, motherfucker, Goku wasn't even using his full power. That's number one. Number two, let's just say Super Saiyan 2 was his full power. I still wouldn't call that an ass whooping. Because Goku didn't want to fight him. He was trying to get that over with as quick as possible because he didn't want to resurrect Majin Buu. That's not, you can't, I never believed that he beat Goku's ass in that fight. Never did. Don't do it. Didn't do it. Didn't believe it then. Don't believe that bullshit now.
No, I feel like Vegeta was trying to take Goku out, but he couldn't, no matter what he did. But, yeah, he didn't beat Goku's ass. They're almost dead even.
Yeah,
Super
the
Saiyan
fight
2.
was...
Blow for blow, toe for toe. Oh, we hit him with the boulders, though. Oh!
Shoot, or when Goku, when Vegeta tried to hit Goku with a Final Flash, and some other thing hit Goku, said, you said you gotta work harder than that to beat me. He was teleporting all over the place. I'm like, oh shoot! Goku was kicking him like he was strong.
If you remember correctly, I think it was a Final Flash that when Goku just stood there and didn't took the flash, I was like, yo, that's all you got? But you just that's what you're just seeing, like Goku legit was shitting on him and he wasn't even trying to hurt him. He was just trying to get him back to his senses.
That's Vegeta fan. That's Vegeta fanboy for you. You know, he beat Goku's ass according to him.
Like, and you gotta remember this.
He had a nerve. He had the nerve to pull a Ryu and Ken analogy. This nigga need to quit. This nigga need to stop.
You also gotta remember he had Babidi to get to Super Saiyan 2, where Goku could just transform into Super Saiyan 2. So it was like.
Oh wait a minute, Naruto. Wait a minute. Controversy. What'd you just say? Did you just say Vegeta needed Babidi's help to beat Goku? You didn't say that.
No, I said Bob. I said, if you heard me correctly, I said Bob.
I heard what you actually said. I'm trolling you.
He actually needed Babidi's help to turn to Super Saiyan 2, and a lot of people don't know that.
You didn't say that.
Vegeta was all the
Vegeta could always do Super Saiyan 2. He just wanted Babidi to help him out, player. What you mean? He's one of the extra little boosts, you know.
He needed help to get to Super Saiyan 2. Because you don't remember in the end of Cell
No, I do remember. I'm trolling you right now because a lot of these people still think that,
I already know that. I'm talking about the fans, audience. At the end of Cell Saga, and I'm pretty sure if you don't remember correctly, after when Gohan defeated Cell and Goku sacrificed himself to protect Earth, Vegeta gave up fighting. Because Goku wasn't even there, and two, his son beat him. His own son beat him in the rivalry between
a small
Goku
child. He beat the big bad alien.
So he lost all his sense of fighting. He still trained and everything, but still he gave up. So when he heard Goku was coming back, he was like, all right, I might as well start training again.
Yes and no.
Oh, here we go. The controversy.
Well, I'll say you are correct. The Babidi, like, and Vegeta saying he's never going to train again. But then he said he trained for 7 years non-stop to catch up, to get as strong as Gohan when he fought Cell.
And then he got pissed off to come around because Goku come around as strong as Gohan was at that time. He's mad as fuck.
Yeah, he was mad as hell. Like, oh, how that you're stronger than Gohan when he fought Cell? How are you doing this and that? But I mean, Vegeta trained, but I still think Gohan was stronger than Vegeta during that time because Vegeta had better battle sense than Gohan did.
But probably
Well,
was nine.
maybe. I don't know. Vegeta's Majin Vegeta SSJ 2 might have been stronger than Gohan's SSJ 2.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying maybe he fought Dabor. I'm saying.
Oh, he fought Dabor?
Yeah, before he became Majin. Before he
became Majin?
Gohan. Yeah,
I would give the edge to Vegeta just because if he trained as much as he claimed he did, and Gohan didn't train at all, he should logically be stronger than Gohan.
Yeah, but guess what? He still couldn't go Super Saiyan 2. That's what I'm saying.
That's true. You got a point. You got a point. You got a point. If he went SSJ 2 against Vegeta SSJ 1, you got a point. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But what about SSJ? What about SS1 versus SS1 though? Think Vegeta's stronger at that point?
Yeah. Doesn't
that is true. He did have SSJ 2 over SSJ 1. That is true. Well, Gohan once again, nigga. Ha ha.
Yeah, and that's what got Vegeta mad about Gohan. He said you should have went and fought harder, or just went all out instead of dragging this fight on. Because that's why Krillin and Piccolo are still in stone. And Gohan's like, oh, you're right. I should have done this. He's like, oh, pitiful. And then Goku came in there, he tried his best. And he's like, no, Dad, I should have went to, tried harder and everything. I should have powered up. Like, Gohan's like, yeah, instead of making all these excuses. That's Gohan for not training. Gohan would have went powered up to his max. He would have killed Dabor.
You trying to imply that Dabor ain't stronger than SSJ 2?
No. Especially, he ain't stronger than SSJ 2.
You all shitting on the king of anybody call it the king of the demon realm got to be pretty cool, right?
You also called Mira that, the hell?
Non-canon nigga, sorry.
Yeah,
and they don't count.
Vegeta got like 2 power-ups during that time. Babidi gave him 2, not 1, but 2. He gave him a power-up to become Majin.
You must have never watched Geekin's video on this, huh?
No, I seen his video. But like I said, I believe he got 2. I have the Japanese video from VHS.
Because the thing is, I remember very vaguely as a child when I first watched the Majin Buu saga, way back in the day. And I remember seeing when Goku said, "I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna use my full power." He went SSJ 2, and Vegeta went SSJ 2 right after that, like quickly. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Oh shit, Vegeta! Like, oh, you've been playing around, or whatever." You know what I'm saying? Goku was surprised he went SSJ 2 and everything. So, but he never did that until he got that Majin power up.
I know. And that's what I'm saying, because it's like almost like he's at the borderline to do it, but he doesn't have the power to do it, and that's why he needed Babidi. And then remember when Goku let his energy get absorbed by the monster. I forgot the monster's name.
Yakan.
Yakan, he was nowhere close to Goku's power. Or if he might have been close to SSJ 2, but he's not that. I'll say this again. He's close, but he's still far in a sense. He's far away, but he's not that. He's close, but not that far. So basically, he needed Babidi's help to stop the gap. In between.
I can say this about every Dragon Ball Z character though, their weakness.
I
don't know why. It's the cockiness. When they hit
that's true though. That's very true. That has always been. And you know what's funny? You say that because literally, that is the MO of every single villain in Dragon Ball history. Every single one.
That's also heroes too.
The heroes too, but some heroes. Tien was never cocky. Piccolo was never cocky, other than when he was beaming like. Wait a minute. Let me finish, Rondell. Goddamn, let me finish. I said, other than original early Dragon Ball Part 1, and
Piccolo was still cocky. Second form of
Rondell. Damn, Rondell, can I finish?
Alright, go ahead.
Okay. And other than Dragon Ball, when he was, Piccolo Jr. and everything like that, or whatever. Alright, and then in early Dragon Ball Z. Now, if you want to try to say the Cell arc, whatever, like that, whatever, to me, that's not cocky. He's confident in his newfound abilities and power. You know what I'm saying? But it did cost him to get the Solar Flare, though. But I wouldn't really call him cocky, so to speak, would call him more confident in his ability than I call him cocky. That's why I look at it anyway.
It's still every.
But it is every villain and heroes, mostly every hero's downfall though. Krillin never got cocky, and anything he underestimated himself instead of overestimating himself. Tien never did it. You know what I'm saying? All the fucking Saiyans did it.
I would say he did it for Goku, but it wasn't.
But in Dragon Ball, yes, true. In Dragon Ball, yes. Anytime in Z, no. But in Dragon Ball, yes, he definitely was arrogant, and he cost him the World Tournament. The second one, anyway, the second one when him and Goku fought again when he was older. Yeah, he definitely was overly arrogant. But
nah.
Let's see. Goku.
Goku does. Goku. Nah, I'm just gonna put this out there. Definitely Goku.
No, I don't think so. I can tell you certain situations. When he fought Vegeta, he was just hoping that he could hold out long enough to beat Vegeta in the Saiyan saga.
Yeah.
Because he went over Kaioken times 3. Because he said Kaioken times 2 wasn't enough. I should tell you something. That's why he had to go Kaioken times 3 and 4. Vegeta still came back pissed off. And the Frieza saga, Goku was a little cocky. I'll say he was confident.
That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between cocky and confident. That's what I'm saying. Knowing your ability is strong and showing what you can do.
Both. You said he was both cocky and confident. You did not say that.
I'm not saying he was cocky. Vegeta was cocky when he fought Frieza.
No, we're not going to put Vegeta in this category.
But Goku was confident that he could beat Frieza. Wasn't like showboating. He was confident, but then he realized Frieza was just toying with him.
He was confident in his ability to beat the guy, but then he realized that the power gap was a lot bigger than he thought it was.
Yep, he thought.
That's what I'm saying. The same thing. That's what I'm saying with Piccolo. I wouldn't call that cockiness. I would call that he got a new power up. He's quote unquote super naming now, and he's strong enough to beat Saiyan now. You know.
But remember, Piccolo wasn't that cocky because he listened to Cell what his plans were.
Right. He heard the whole story. Yeah, he didn't come out there, you know, just like, hey man, look here, dog. You want to get the business real quick or whatever. You know, like he heard the whole story. He heard the whole nine. Still had a little shock look on his face and everything. You monster and all this bullshit.
But let me see. We all know Vegeta was cocky. Goku was never cocky against Cell.
No, you know that's true. He wasn't. He knew the jig was up from the beginning. He knew nothing he could do.
Majin Buu. He just felt that it wasn't his place because he was already dead.
Right. He could be Fat Buu, probably Super Saiyan 3. He could be fat. He could be Kid Buu, Super Saiyan 3, but he wanted Vegeta to have a turn and all this bullshit. You know, it was stupid. And you didn't learn from the last saga what happened when Vegeta got a turn. We got Perfect Cell, nigga. Don't give that nigga a turn. You don't get a turn.
Actually, you know what? I would probably say that was probably one fight Vegeta actually took serious.
Which fight?
I'll say that. Actually, I'm gonna tell you this. I'll say that's one time
Kid Buu was cocky. He had no choice. He was getting destroyed. He had no choice to take Kid Buu serious. That man.
No. DC, that's not what I'm trying to say. When he realized that the road was on he actually did take the fight serious, even though he was getting destroyed.
He had to. I mean, if he takes his fight serious, I mean, the thing is, he was just holding out. He was just trying to survive. Because he was just trying to buy time for Goku. You know what I'm saying? He had no choice to take the fight serious. Because if he slipped up, that nigga was finished. Damn near got choked to death.
But I will give Vegeta this. He can take a lot of hits.
He get his ass whooped.
He got his ass whooped, but he was taking those hits though.
Yeah, I will say this: Goku was cocky against Kid Buu because he wasted most of his stamina. Yeah. He said he wanted Vegeta to have a chance and everything, and he said he didn't really think about it. How he had, his power and everything was increased when he was dead because he had no limits.
Dumbass. Should have beat the dude. Yep. Fucked around, got the earth just blew up and shit.
He's like, oh shit, what's he doing?
That's another thing too. Another reason why the Buu saga was so special. Kid Buu was the only villain out of everybody always bragging about it, other than Baby Vegeta, but we wasn't there yet at the time, who actually destroyed the Earth, who actually did it. I mean, and Gohan died, Goten died, Trunk, everybody died. That's another big epic moment in the Boo arc that you never forget that no other saga had. You know, at least up to that point.
Like, there was always a problem.
And I remember seeing that shit, man. I was like,
Frieza was like,
go on and just die,
I'm gonna
what?
blow up this world. He said, I'm gonna blow up this world. He didn't blow up that. He put a hole in it and took fire.
Well, I'm talking about strictly Earth. I'm talking about strictly Earth.
Oh.
You know, a lot of people bragging about
Vegeta
destroying
said,
the Earth, but it never happened until Kid Boo.
Like, Vegeta said he was gonna blow up the Earth.
That's what I'm
Frieza
saying. Didn't happen. Didn't happen.
Cell said he was gonna blow up the solar system.
Yep, didn't happen.
Kid Boo was like the only one.
That's what I'm saying. That's another reason why that saga was special. Cause I mean, you were a nut job. We blew the fucking Earth up what you wanted. They didn't even teleport. He blew it up with him on it, regenerate, didn't use instant transmission. Got to the Kai world with him. I'm like, wow, this dude is OP.
Like he took no shit. He was like, oh, okay. He didn't say I'm about to blow up the planet. He said I'm gonna blow it up. Legit. He did his move and blew it up. And then he was like, oh shit, he blew up the Earth.
Yeah, it made me laugh. I mean, the first time he tried it, Vegeta blew, shot at like an energy blast. It's like, what is he doing? And he said he powered up everything. And Goku was like, we can't stop this shit. No matter what, we can't stop this. Oh,
and then
man.
what was so fucking funny is they dropped their sons on the fucking ground and just dipped, picked up like Mr.
They picked up Hercule and picked up Dinda, yeah. Then they made
they actually they couldn't reach him in time.
He had time. He had time to get him. He had time to get him. Yeah, they was too far away. You know, and he had his hands full of shit, so he couldn't pick up at because he had to hold on Vegeta, then they and Hercule.
Yep, and the reason and people are like, well, why didn't you kick Gohan, Piccolo, and everyone else? I said, well, think about it. If you lose Dende, you lose the Dragon Balls.
Exactly.
And
Hercule was close at the time.
And
Vegeta obviously needs Vegeta, so you know. I mean, you think people act like he let the sons die on purpose, like he didn't care or something. Like,
here we go back. Who the fuck is better father?
No, it had nothing to do about being a better father. You know, the Earth might be destroyed.
Who cares about their son more?
No, you actually think
because Trunks died too.
Lives of now, or yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're really thinking about it, you're talking about universal lives or the lives of your children right now. If that's the bigger case, what's bigger?
Yeah.
If you can bring them back to life, you might as well save the universe then.
I mean, because you can't make the who's the better father argument because Trunks died. You know, Bra was born at the time, but his son died too.
Yeah, but like Goku thought of the bigger picture, saying, "Well, shit, if we lose the Dragon Balls, that's it."
Right, exactly. Can't bring nobody back. But and Hercule ended up saving Day in the end too with the whole speech and everything. So it's a good thing he saved his ass.
Let me your power.
All right, let's move on here. Got 3 more questions here, and then we're gonna get out of here. So why can Vegeta not be the guy to actually be the main villain? Just one time.
That's author. That's author.
Well, I mean, I've heard rumors. It's just rumors, but you know, I've heard rumors that Toriyama particularly cared for Vegeta, but because he's such a popular character, he kept him around.
Yeah, Vegeta's actually supposed to die in the Frieza saga.
And stay dead, yeah. I mean, that happens all the time with these characters. Like, Sesshomaru was supposed to die by Inuyasha, you know, and, you know, never come back. But people love that character and stuff, and thought he had some potential and all this. So, you know, you kept him alive, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure probably, you know, he and Karan was supposed to bite the dust a long time ago, but they were very popular, you know, but, so they kept them around, you know. A lot of characters, same thing with Gar. Gar was supposed to die, stay dead, you know, I think in Shippuden, but people was,
you're definitely right
the crowd was,
that.
you know, the fans were like, oh my God, oh God, you know, so just losing their minds.
Same with Kakashi.
Oh yeah, that was bullshit. That made me so mad in Naruto. They went straight Dragon Ball with that shit. That made me so mad. Just went right on everything just happened.
They legit tried to kill off a lot of characters. Like they tried to kill off. They did kill off. They said they were gonna kill off Neji, which they did. A lot of people are upset about that.
Yo, what's good, Sato Taku, bro? Subscribe to the channel, man. We stream every week, bro. Dragon Ball. We got a gaming podcast Saturday nights.
And then there's also a guy who was supposed to, he got voted off, but they was like, nah, we're gonna bring him back.
There was that the Jesus touch.
Yeah, like that was huge. You know that was a cop out because technically that was a huge cop out. They like the funny thing about it was they did a Jason Todd vote, like who's gonna die in the arc, and a lot of people wanted Guy to die, but then after like a couple of months before the manga reached it, and people was like, no, we don't want Guy to die.
Yeah.
So they was like, all right,
Guy should die too. How the fuck you use the 8 gates and don't die? That was the whole caveat of it.
Yes, there
but
was a lot.
But Naruto became fucking God and shit. He can just heal niggas now. Nigga, Jesus Christ, he just fucking just, so you know, just walking on water all of a sudden at the end of the show. Like, Naruto just got ridiculous. That's why I stopped fucking with Naruto.
Became Naruto Z. That's what I'm saying.
Nigga turning wine into water and shit at the end of fucking Naruto. Like, get out of here.
Yep, Naruto went Super Saiyan on everyone. Sasuke teleporting all over. It's a transmission, teleporting everywhere. I'm like,
did you know Sasuke was supposed to die too?
Yep.
He was supposed to die, and he was supposed to die in the final battle, but you know, cop out again.
Wait, when?
The final battle. Between
Naruto. Oh, the final battle
like,
between him and Naruto. Yeah,
Naruto was supposed to kill him.
Okay, yeah. You mean it was kids? Or you mean when they got older, like the very final battle?
They were all older.
Okay, so he basically become a straight bad guy, and he had no choice but to kill his friend.
Yeah, he was supposed to kill Naruto, but you know, cop out again.
Okay, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. Sasuke is such a complex character, man. That dude, you know.
I mean,
that dude, Sakura finally got the D, and this dude don't even be there for his daughter. No one, it makes it so bad. Knowing what he went through as a kid, but you ain't never there for your daughter.
Like, I'm sorry, this is probably gonna touch on. I'm gonna keep changing to an Naruto podcast. I don't think Sasuke is a good. He's not. I tell you, both Naruto.
It's complicated.
Sasuke, their character development was. It wasn't much character development. Power-wise, yeah, they became too overpowered. Sasuke could make an interdimensional portal, and Naruto pretty much heal people, and fucking there's a whole bunch of other shit. Just like it's ridiculous. So that's why I'm like, I stopped kind of watching Naruto after what was it, the Pain Saga.
Yeah, I'm same way. I dabbled here and there after that, but yeah, that was really why I stopped there.
I thought the main villains were the Tatsuki, and that was it. I ain't care about anything else. And I thought after the Tatsuki battle, they was gonna do the fucking Naruto.
Yeah,
Sasuke.
bro.
They legit went through. Yo, we're gonna go fight the Akatsuki. We're gonna keep someone alive.
Dude in the chat said, "I wish that man he's talking about Sasuke died. That dude was straight up terrorist, and now he is just ignores his daughter." It's very true.
Like this, Sasuke was.
It's weird because Sasuke is actually my favorite character in Naruto, so it's hard for me. Okay, it's hard for me.
Yeah, but you think about it, Sasuke got all these power-ups out of nowhere when they showed the Sharingan was nothing but a copy.
He got his power from the Sharingan. The Sharingan had unlocked potential abilities that we didn't know about.
No, but they said at the beginning.
I know what they said at the beginning, but here's I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the cop out. I'm gonna tell you the cop out.
Was Fireball Jutsu.
I'm gonna tell you the cop out. I'm gonna tell you the cop out. It's easy to say, well, we didn't know of the other abilities of the Sharingan until we saw later, because apparently Shisui knew the other abilities and Itachi knew the other. Let me say this real quick too about Shisui. I'm gonna say this about Shisui real quick. I gotta say this. For somebody who's be so OP and so legendary and so powerful, you mean to tell me this nigga get taken out by a bunch of Anbu goons?
Alright,
Are you serious?
I'm gonna stop you. I have to cut y'all right there. Only reason why Shisui became the most overpowered character in the Uchiha clan is one, Madara was the most strongest Uchiha alive. Like,
right.
He died. So what you gonna do? You can't keep saying, "Oh, Madara is the strongest Uchiha." Somebody has to replace him. So Shisui was next, and then Obito, and then it was Obito, and then it was fucking. I can't say fucking Obito because the nigga was dead before he learned his fucking abilities. But he was still one of the strongest Uchiha, and then it was Itachi.
I know. I get the lineage. I get the lines. I get all that. That's
No,
fine.
I know what you're saying, DC.
Yeah,
like,
it's the way he died though. He went like a bitch.
It's like
If you that powerful, you that good. There's no way, even if it is your master or somebody you trust, there's no way you should have taken out. Like, there's no way you should had your guard down, and you would be a ninja now. There's no way you should have your guard down to get your eyes snatched out to begin with. That's one thing, exactly. And then to get poisoned and everything, and taking out by a couple Anbu goons, like he was nowhere near as hype as he was built up to be.
Like it was. I think it was like Shippuden when they showed it. No, it was Revolution who showed a special Shippuden. Then they actually put it as an episode.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, Otaku was like, dude, the chat was like, he was like, Sasuke killed that one dude from the Mist Village with the geckos, and it was pretty fucked up. I was like, yeah, Sasuke killed a lot of people. He killed Danzo, which was from his village, and the leader of the Anbu and everything, which is terroristic. He killed a bunch of fucking dudes. He tried to kill all the Kages and shit.
And that's the reason why I didn't like Sasuke so much after Shippuden. First he had a mission. He was supposed to get revenge for killing Itachi. Alright, that's perfect, fine.
He killed everybody he thought was responsible, player.
Yo, and then he went on to Obito, who told him, like, yo, blame Danzo for your Itachi's death. I'm like, wait, what? Hold up. That ain't making Sasuke confusing as fuck. And then Danzo's talking about, oh, I'm not the only one that told Itachi this and that. You should blame the village. This nigga was so fucking confused about who to blame for. Itachi had to come back to life and explain everything the fuck for him. Like, yo, I was protecting
that's how much hatred he had. That's just a thing.
Right.
Like, nah, it was stupid.
You can't blame him. I can't blame him though, because everybody's telling him different things and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who to believe. So you're just like, okay, if I can't, it's just like when you have a bunch of kids. You don't know which one of them. You got 3 or 4 kids. You know which one of them, broke something. You whoop all the ass. Make sure you get the right one. You know what I'm saying? So for real. So same thing. If you telling me this dude had responsibility, this dude had responsibility, this dude, I'm gonna kill all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I got the right one.
No, then here's the funny thing about it. Then after all of that, he was like, yo, I'm going to make... So after he realized, okay, Itachi was trying to protect me in the village, so I need to go protect the village now. Then after all the fucking end of Kaguya battle, he was like, yo, I'm gonna start a revolution. I'm gonna fucking destroy the village and recreate it in my own, in all 5 nations, and I'm gonna put it in my own image.
My man.
Yeah, you know why? Because he realized the third Hokage, he realized what the third Hokage told Itachi to do, take his whole clan out. And that's what really pissed him off more than anything. That's why he was going to destroy the whole village.
Betrayed by his former leader.
But the thing is about that, because third Hokage, first thing, he actually, third Hokage said, do you want to do this? He said, I gotta always get somebody else to do this. He said, no, I'll do it. But I want to keep my brother alive. He made a deal with third Hokage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Otaku, man. The author fucked with his own show, dog.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's like he made a deal. It's like making a deal with the devil, regardless. However, he still killed his whole clan off.
Right.
Because he didn't kill his clan off, you gotta remember, the other 5 fucking nations was probably went after fucking Uchiha clan. Because these villages did have some bonds with other villages, even though in the beginning of Naruto, it wasn't going to end well though.
They should have went with Shisui's idea though of using the Mangekyo Sharingan, the Infinite Tsukiyomi or whatever.
He was gonna
They should have gave him a chance to at least let it work.
But Danzo
gonna go with it though. Yeah.
He was like, we should just kill the Uchiha to get it over with.
Because that makes sense. Because it makes sense to save yourself and make sure there ain't no problems within the village. But that's one of your strongest clans, and if you do go to war, you might need them soldiers.
Yep.
Another thing about I want to talk about. I know this is ridiculous. I don't know why. So Mishikimoto had talked nothing about the Uchihas. You heard about the Hyugas. You heard about a bunch of.
Oh, he was outplayed to the side as soon as Naruto beat Neji, which was bullshit.
Yeah, no, but you heard a lot about them. You didn't hear about one thing about the Uzumakis in one of the episodes. You only heard about them in one episode, and they was talking about Krishna's mom, and that was it.
That's probably
go ahead. They said on the Uzumakis who were known for chakra and manipulation. They were known for jutsus. They were known for healing. They were known for a lot of things. He explained that throughout the episodes and the manga.
Maybe Uzumaki just wasn't popping like everybody else was popping. I don't know.
But no, remember, they said they were taken out too. They were hunted down. That's why you see Kushina. She was in protective custody in a Leaf Village as well.
And how Kairi
Uzumaki was that rare chakra.
Yep.
That rare chakra game.
And Nagato was with his mother's in Elite Village, but the village found it. He was like, yeah, we're gonna attack.
Yeah, they spread out to keep their identity a secret.
Like I said before, I'm gonna say this, and I'm done with the Naruto discussion. I'm gonna go back to Dragon Ball. We're gonna wrap it up because I'll say this all the time too. Another one, the fourth Hokage. Again, in my view, when you tell me this dude is badass, he's dope, he's so powerful, you mean to tell me the only jutsu you can come up with to stop the Nine-Tailed Fox was the sacrifice jutsu? That's the best you could do? What? I mean, I know it's plot, but that to me is comical. That you went that high, if you ask me. If you that's the best thing you can do.
You want to do it, Big L?
I'll say just one more thing. It kind of bothers me. And I love how they change this during when the war happens. They say the fourth Hokage was the strongest Hokage in Leaf history. And they say that they clearly state that in the manga and in the anime. The strongest, the smartest, the best battle tactic ever, basically. Right. And then in Shippuden, they say it's the first.
Yeah.
They do a 180, and then it's the first all of a sudden.
That's they probably did it because Madara was coming back, and the only person who beat Madara was
only one can do that wood chopper player.
No, but the saying is.
No, I agree with you saying. I'm just trolling. No, you're right though. They was having the first Hokage like the be all end all. Then all of a sudden the first Hokage became Mr. OP.
Yeah, they say
he's not even OP.
That nigga was fucking OP. Are you kidding me? The fight you had Madara.
Alright, the only thing I saw about the first Hokage, he had a unique style, and that was wood style. There was not a lot of people who could do wood style. And wood style had a lot of things that other jutsus couldn't do. Like, you could seal, you could do clone, you could do all this other shit. And at first Hokage, it's actually, I would probably say second to none. But when they said the fourth Hokage was smart, fast, strong, he was overpowered, and the only thing that could beat the Nine Tails was to seal him, which it was cool to plot development, but I thought it was fucking stupid. And then they did an arc where they said the fourth Hokage was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And it was part of the Tsukiyomi episode. And there was the movie too where in an alternate timeline, Sakura's father was the Hokage and he died, and Naruto.
What?
Naruto Pop. Yeah, there was a movie about that.
Nah, I stopped watching Naruto, nigga.
Anyway, but yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying this, like, they built him up, they hyped him up so much, and then you get to the anime, that man fumbling, he don't know what to do, he's fucking up everything. I'm like, are you kidding me?
It's Naruto's daddy, alright.
I'm like, are you kidding? He's a klutz.
Like, I would say that for Naruto, but for fucking Naruto, he's supposed to be the most Hokage.
Yeah, man, he's supposedly the most dangerous Hokage they ever seen.
Oh, I need more than
like the person who beat the Raikage speed, who was supposedly the fastest fucking ninja in the whole entire universe.
There's a whole bunch of stuff we talk about with Naruto. There's so many problems with Naruto, especially the Kaku brother. You know, I ain't into it. This is Dragon Ball. In some change. Okay. Let me ask the last question, then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So Dragon Ball in a live action film. I'm gonna go ahead and go first. I'm gonna go ahead and tackle this one first. I've been saying this for a long time.
You're breaking up a little bit.
DC, you gotta repeat the question again.
You're breaking up a little bit.
All right. Yeah, the powers that be trying to hold me down. We good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
okay.
Go ahead.
Last question of the night for Dragon Ball podcast. Dragon Ball live action films. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tackle this one first. So I've been saying this for a long time. In my opinion, my humble, astute opinion, I believe Dragon Ball live action should never, ever happen, ever. Because I'm gonna tell you why. In my view, why it's not gonna work. You can bring up things like Robot Underdog, and they did a really good fan-made Dragon Ball and everything. I mean, it was cool for, fan made, looked really good and everything, the best we've seen so far. But ultimately, it still looked like trash and everything, obviously. The effects, things like that. And some of the acting was cheesy, especially in the second episode and stuff. It was bad. Anyway, moving on. There's no studio who is going to invest the proper time, money, and care to do Dragon Ball accurately. Because to do Dragon Ball accurately, with all the effects and the Super Saiyans, and, you would need Marvel style money, $300, $400, $500 million at least, to do Dragon Ball correctly, strictly based on effect wise, and you have to have very talented cinematographers, with the camera angles and things like that, and and the flying has to look legitimate, not cheesy, and a lot of wire work. It's such a hard movie to do effect wise. Not saying it could be done, but the pricing for it to be done, I don't believe no studio will invest in that because, let's be realistic about this. A lot of casuals like Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball is one of those things that's really more for the hardcore demographic and stuff like that. The casuals will see the movie, but if the movie isn't, I don't see no mainstream American company picking up a Japanese anime, even if it is Dragon Ball, and be like, yo, yeah, we're going to give you $500 million for that. And I'm going to use an example right now for something that is more mainstream, people do know about, that they didn't get the support they probably needed. The last Fantastic Four movie, one of the reasons that movie came out so badly is because the director or whatever, he wrote like a $300 movie for, that's originally about, estimate what it took them to create his vision, the movie, and things like that. Fox laughed like, haha, hell no. We're not going to give you $300. We're not going to give you $300 million for this movie. Well, we will give you $80 million. Maybe 100 if you're lucky. And so they had to do all these reshoots, all these re-edits, and basically do the whole movie, scene for scene, damn near over. You know what I'm saying? And so they basically tried to fit a $300 movie, $300 million movie, into a $100 million pocket. And that's one of the reasons that movie came out so bad, because they did not get the proper budget and the funding they needed for the movie to be successful and what they needed to do the movie right. And now they're going to turn down that for a series like Fantastic Four, which is Marvel, and then people know about, and then mainstream and casuals and things will jump on board for it if it was good. There's no way you're going to tell me with a straight face some studio is going to invest hundreds of millions into Dragon Ball to do it right. I just don't see it ever happening. The floor is yours.
I'm gonna get this out the way too. I don't think fucking any anime should be get to a live action.
Thank you.
How America's
I said that too.
fucking up anime is ridiculous. Some animes should just stay as fucking anime. If you want to do a movie about it, leave it to Japan because they at least do it correctly, or it looks somewhat okay. Like the Ryu and Kenshin, that was okay. Because one didn't have much like shows like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto. The Attack on Titans, I had to turn off after I saw fucking Titan. I turned it off. I turned it off after I saw one Titan. I was done. Dragon Ball Evolution, we don't even fucking talk about after the person who wrote it apologized after I don't know how many years about the shit. I don't give a fuck about him.
He came out like for anybody who don't know the reference he's talking about. So the director of Dragon Ball Evolution, he came out like 8 years later and wrote a public apology to the fans. He's sorry. He didn't know anything about Dragon Ball really. He did it to get a quick check. Blah blah blah. We don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Move on. Too little, too late.
And I heard they're about to do a Naruto. I did not want Naruto to
be your man's in the chat, Sad Otaku, he said there are a few live actions in production. Apparently, there's a Tiger and Bunny. Excuse me. He's actually pretty hyped for that. Fullmetal Alchemist and a Naruto one.
Yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist will be coming out this year by December.
And now see, this is what I'm talking about. Some animes went off in a good way. If you bring them back just to get some money out of it,
leave them the fuck alone. If you're running out of ideas, make some new ones. There's a lot of ideas.
It's like you're not terrible Ghost in the Shell movie.
You cannot just go to anime and you watch it and you was like, oh shit, let's try to make this real life fucking action. No, leave it the fuck alone. Because one, when it's a cartoon, it didn't take a lot of production values to do. If you try to make it to a live action, you're gonna spend over $10 million on fucking CGI by itself. Then you gotta find
you gonna spend way more than that these days. Way more than that.
Nigga, you're gonna have to find the characters that actually fit the fucking profile for each motherfucking character. You're not gonna find somebody dude with fucking yellow hair and spiky hair.
You're not going. The sad part is, I'm gonna cut you off. You're not gonna do that because you see what they did with Ghost in the Shell. They whitewashed it and brought a quote unquote big name actress into it because she has star power. They don't respect the properties.
Actually, the girl who died, I see why they did that, because the girl who died was Japanese, but
I mean, the thing is, if she's white or whatever, because she's supposed to be an android body or whatever, fine or whatever. My thing is though, you only got Scarlett Johansson particularly because she has star power. You feel me? It wasn't because she fits the role, because she has star power because of her name. And that's what I'm saying. They're going to do the same thing for any of these anime movies and stuff. They're going to try to cast people who have a buzz about them or people who know, not fresh new faces who will fit the role better by looks because they want to try to capitalize on the money. So I see Scarlett Johansson. Oh, Scarlett Johansson, you know, casual who knows what the fuck Ghost in the Shell is or what it's based off of. Oh, she got a new movie. I'm gonna see what's up.
So like a lot of shit, I just want to state that I really do, because there's a lot of anime that are really good and they're amazing, but they do not need a fucking update on a live action shit. You're just trying to make profits over movies anime that should not become movies, except for animated movies. That's the only thing they're gonna be good at. And if you try to, I don't even know why the fuck they even try to do this shit. If you saw Dragon Ball Evolution and you saw that shit, I think everyone should have stopped there. They should, after they saw that movie, they should have been like, okay, we're fucking done. The only good live action movie that was actually good and actually made sense was the Rio Shiketsu. I liked it, it was good. And
yeah, that wasn't bad.
Like Gantz?
What the fuck is
I actually still, you know what Gantz is? I actually still haven't watched the Gantz movie yet. Honestly, I need to watch those. I haven't watched those movies yet, honestly, but I need to watch those. But Rurouni Kenshin wasn't too bad though. They did pretty good. That's because it's easier to do that because that's more like a samurai movie or something. You know, it's low production cost and value.
Well, no, I'm not trying. No, it was just it was an anime with transformed into action. That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't bad. It was good. But if you're gonna make Full Metal Alchemist, you might as well stop that right fucking there. Trying to make a Naruto, you might as well fucking stop. You definitely gotta stop there. I ain't gonna look at no fucking creepy ass Ninetales. What the fuck? If I see the nigga looking like the thing from Attack on fucking Titan, I'm done. That's where I try to make a new PlayStation game.
You better start making one then.
Damn.
Because this is because it's sad how they're doing this right now. They're like a lot of people saying they're running out of fucking ideas in the movie production. You can do, there's still comedies, they're just running out of fucking ideas. The only people, and the thing that is popular right now in America is anime. Because people have been talking about anime, there's a lot of cartoon shows. I mean, if you want to try to do a live action, I would probably say you could do My Hero Academia, maybe. It's a huge
That's a huge budget
too. They're not gonna get a bunch of young kids beating up on each other and all that kind of blood. Nah.
I mean, it's not. It would be. It would be a huge budget probably, but it's a huge baby. What else? I can't see nothing else. I just can't say. You just might as well just leave the anime production to Japan, where they can make the CGI. That's it. If you're gonna do another Dragon Ball Z live action, you might as well stop right there, leave it alone, and let it die. But this is just ridiculous how they're bringing all this shit.
They're trying to capitalize off money, just like a lot of people try. They're no different than a lot of people jumping into Korea right now, black folks, white folks, trying to be K-pop stars and shit, because K-pop is really hot. You know, everybody want to be a part of it. You know, there's no different with Japanese anime. Anime is popping. It's hot. It's more mainstream than it ever has been before. Dragon Ball fucking everywhere.
Everybody's hopping on the hype
That's just
train.
anything, really.
Yeah, it's anything. It's anything.
People trying to be rappers right now, pops.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's anything. It's anything. But these, particularly right now, Asia, it's kind of popping right now. Particularly Japan and Korea, they're really popping right now with the shit that they're putting out and stuff. You know, and what they're doing. You know, J-pop's getting more popular now. Seeing a lot more people reacting to J-pop videos and shit. You know, compared to years ago, where you be far and few between. You know, like I said, their anime is popping. You know, mainstream. You know, especially Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball always be popping. And with the, new resurgence of Dragon Ball actually on TV and stuff with power. Because, Dragon Ball original era and stuff, we have internet shit like we got now. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like really popping. You know what I'm saying? People on the internet shit. I mean, if for example, wrestling, WWE or whatever, the New Day, last year's WrestleMania, these dudes came out dressed up as Super Saiyans after they came out the side of first of all, they came out of a big ass cereal box dressed as Super Saiyans. And that caught mainstream media attention and everything. Everybody caught on to that. Oh, yo, they dressed as Super Saiyans. That's what's up. Dragon Ball.
I say, oh man, if Hollywood really wanted to make a Dragon movie, they would have to do it correctly. About $250 million budget or more. I'm saying $250 million as minimal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna cost hundreds of millions of dollars to do these real like supernatural animes, the real supernatural ones.
It's like when people don't believe me, I say, look how much Avengers cost. Look how much Justice League's gonna cost. Look, I said those movies aren't cheap.
Right. And the thing you're saving them is because they have big studios behind them. Disney on the Marvel, Warner Bros. On DC and everything like that. They're $1 billion companies, and if they drop or they flop or whatever, they still got money in the bank and everything. And their characters are mainstream, so everybody, American kids still grew up with those comic characters and those cartoons and stuff coming up, so they know who these people are. A lot of the main casuals, they may have heard of Dragon Ball or maybe seen an episode of it. But they don't really know Dragon Ball. They don't know Death Note. They don't know Fist of the North Star. Especially Fist of the North Star, because Fist of the North Star was only aired on Showtime.
Death Note. Holy shit.
That's a great one.
People forget, Fist of the North Star actually had a live-action movie.
It did, and it was terrible. It had 2 of them. Well, fucking British actor, a British actor with a whack-ass mullet.
Shit was terrible.
I can't believe they had to make a movie out of that shit. That was bad. It was terrible. It was terrible.
They made Street Fighter animated movie. That shit was terrible. They
made live-action Street Fighter. Yep.
They had a live-action Mario movie. That was terrible too.
Oh god, the Mario Brothers movie. John was on. He's like, he's Mario. I'm Luigi Mario. Nigga, what?
They had what else did they have? Oh god, I gotta think about this. Whew. For video game movies. God. They had that Speed Racer. It was terrible, except for the last race scene.
I totally forgot about that one. Oh shit.
Well, Japan made a live-action Gundam movie. It was like 3D too. It was decent. Oh man. I just hate the director because a lot of times they just can't do it correctly. And they still care about it.
It was the director too, the producer. It's the higher ups. You know what I'm saying? Because they gotta get greenlit for a lot of this shit. But people, the thing is, the director stuff, he's not paying the money or whatever. He got to get paid to do this shit. So it's people who actually want this shit to be done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the people who actually, like the director, if he has an idea for something, he still gotta get a green lit from whoever it is he's trying to get it from, whatever the case may be. He can't just go in, I'll make a Fist of the North Star movie because I like that show. Like, no, he gotta talk to people who own it in Japan and everything like that, and go through the whole process and all that.
Here we go. Here are the live action movies. Here we go. We have
this man
Ghost in the Shell, dope Death Note movies. We have Attack on Titan movies. We have Battle Angel.
Now wait a minute. Wait. Let me stop you real quick. Hold on. Did y'all see the Death Note trailer for Netflix? for the series.
Why the fuck they got a black guy doing?
They got black. They got L being black. L's black. I mean, when I saw it, I didn't know. I had no reaction. I was like empty on the inside. I was like, what am I supposed to think? You know, what is this? I don't know. I don't know.
This to be a Parasite. They had.
They made a Parasite.
Oh, that came out 2014.
Oh shit.
It was okay. Gantz was decent. It kind of followed the manga for the most part, but it was decent. They're making an Akira movie. Catherine. I don't know what the hell.
You mean Catherine?
That didn't follow anything. Yeah, Catherine. That didn't follow anything.
Was already out?
Yeah, it came out 2004.
Do you know it existed? I ain't waste my time.
Yeah, I saw it. It was in Detroit Metal City. Black Butler, Lupin the Third.
They're making a Lupin the Third live action?
That came out in the 70s.
Oh, that's terrible. Hell no.
They have Assassination Classroom.
Yeah, you know what? My man's in the chat, Sad Otaku, he's telling me about that movie. I'll say I don't want to waste my time watching it, bro.
They have Kite. Kite's so ridiculous.
He said Kuro Sensei in the movie Assassin's Classroom was made out of clay.
Yeah. It's they got Nana 2. They have Blood the Last Vampire. They have Time Traveler. The Girl Who Leaped Through Time. I'm like, really? Erased. They have Fist of North.
I bet a lot of these are Japan made too, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of them are.
That's why I never heard of them. Because in Japan, I'm sorry, when it comes to live action like anime based shows, except for very very few, they're terrible. Like, did you ever see Great Teacher Onizuka? Did you ever watch that anime?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the live action little thing they did for it, little skit or whatever?
Nope, but I'm glad I did.
It sucked. I'm like, it was so bad. I'm like, this is terrible. The dude didn't dye his hair blind and do the role. Like, what?
At least do it correctly, that's what I'm saying. But you look at all these movies, they're like, oh man, only few of them you can actually see. And I mean, Gantz was actually...
Hold on, I want to know how the fuck they gonna do the Naruto movie fucking anyway. How far? That just crossed my fucking mind.
That's coming out next year.
No, the question is, how the fuck are you gonna do it? Because you can't just... Alright, so the only reason... Because they're gonna have to start film. When Naruto was born, and I can see them, they gotta stop at Zabuza. That was one fucking season right there. That is fucking
It's a movie, dog. They're probably going to... He might be the main villain of the first one. We don't know. We don't know. For all we know, they could jump fucking straight to Shippuden. For all we know, we don't know what the hell is. We don't know what this movie. We don't know what this movie entails. We don't know. I'm just throwing hypothetical out there. There's no guarantee about that. I'm just throwing hypothetical out there. We don't know what this movie entails.
I can't.
I mean, I don't know why you even worried about it, nigga. I ain't waste my time to see that shit.
I'm not. I just don't.
I don't give a damn. People told me it was good. I ain't waste my time to see that shit. I'll wait till it come on the internet.
DC, you be stealing a movie.
No, Netflix niggas still?
Shit ain't gonna be coming to Netflix for a long time.
No, that's not true at all. If it was the bust, they'll be on Netflix or Hulu. They'll be there. If you Transformers 2 all over again, nigga, they'll be there.
Oh god.
They'll be there. Netflix is really coming up. They getting rights to a whole lot of stuff exclusively, and Netflix is coming up with this shit. They coming up. They got Young Justice. They got Arrested Development exclusively on Netflix now. What's the other shit they got too? They already have the Marvel stuff. What else they got the rights to? Whatever exclusively. I was like, damn, Netflix, y'all getting ridiculous. That nigga's getting too powerful.
I will say this. If Japan didn't make a live-action Naruto movie, they probably could because they have the cast right now because you see the live-action Naruto play. Whew.
Oh yeah, they look really good, authentic. They look really authentic. Yeah, it looks
spot on. Yeah,
they look really good. They do. The thing is though, just the effects though will be so bad. And that's the thing about it. They want to do the only way some of these could work is they did a collaboration between Japanese cast and American funding. You have to have an American director and Japanese director working together or something to create a collaboration movie. That's the only way some of these work. Like they had, because you have to have like the people who look like them in all the play, but you have to put them in a Hollywood style budget film and things like that. So that's the only way work. That's the only way working to make a plan. But more likely, that's not going to happen.
And plus, you gotta have a different variety of characters too, and cast. I mean, the different ethnicities, because you know each village is actually Naruto is different ethnicities.
I mean, I will say this for Naruto. What's the call that gave me hope for Naruto? They did a really, really good job. 1,000 pounds. If you don't know who 1,000 pounds is, look up 1,000 pounds Naruto. They did a really, really, really good job with it. Like it, the characters look really good that they portrayed. The effects look really good. You know, like they did a really, really good job with Naruto. It looked really well done. And you can get those guys like a big budget and some Hollywood setup. They may be able to pull it off because it was really well done. Really well done. Mm-hmm. But yep, you got a point, Sototaku. So Sototaku in the chat says Naruto's choreography and cinematography just doesn't work in live action. Same with Dragon Ball. It's like the opposite of King Crimson. It just doesn't work. Except that damn Shadow clone. The fuck was that?
Well, I mean, Dragon Ball could work if you can. I mean, the best way I can describe it is Man of Steel Superman. That whole fight scene they had in the air, the flying high speed, they could do it, but Man of Steel, that had a hell of a budget.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be too expensive.
That's the only problem.
It'd be too expensive. Nobody's gonna invest that kind of money into a Dragon Ball project that may or may not succeed. They're not gonna hit that gamble. They're not gonna invest $500-600 million into this movie that may fail. Even if you put $500-600 million into the movie and it's successful, you still gotta make all that money back.
Ooh, okay. Man of Steel's budget was $225 million.
Yes, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
But see, you know they're gonna get that money back because Superman is Universal. Right. That is a household name.
Right. Right. Mainstream. Everybody knows about Superman. And it was the first really good Superman movie.
Yeah, in a long time. I mean, they basically almost tripled their profit for that movie.
Oh, so Taco, he was talking about in the stage play for the choreography and things like that.
Oh, got you. Yeah, but 1,000 pounds. If you give them a budget, they could do it.
Shadow clones and dark figures, shit. Damn shit. Yeah, I didn't look at the play, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but that's like
I mean, I saw the characters for the play though. It looked great, but I didn't look at the play. I ain't Tyler Perry fan, man. I'm good on that play.
Yeah, it's like Robot Underdog. For the budget they had, they did a hell of a job.
Yeah, for what they had, they did a really good job. Better than anybody's ever done.
Yeah, it's like if they had a Hollywood budget for it, just did what they could do.
Like River Next 1, they're really good too with the stuff that they do. With the Street Fighter 4 Ultimate Finish parodies and
oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, they did a bunch of stuff.
Didn't they do what was it? Street Fighter X Tekken.
I think so. I think they did have a couple of those. And they have they're working on a series called Clandestine and everything, and it's really good. They find all these, I guess, local actors of Broadway or whatever, and it's really well. Like the first episode was really fucking good, and the previews leading up to like the episodes of all these different clans and stuff was really good. The problem is, they're small time, they're independent. It takes them like 2 or 3 years just to get one episode out, But it's really good. If they have some real budget backing, they can really probably go somewhere. But I think we ranted enough. I think we get the point. It's Dragon Ball podcast, Dragoncast, Dragon Ball podcast every Sunday night. Right after, the PSN Gamer Chat podcast every Saturday night, podcast weekend. So I believe you want to go ahead and get a body here, man. We 2 hours and some change. I think like 2 hours and a half in, save something for next week, change something for next week. But, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all do your outros. We want to get up out of here. So, Naruto?
It was a good podcast this week. I hope y'all enjoy it. I'm out.
Miguel?
You know, it's me, Big L, the Takeover Legend, a.k.a. No, I'm too tired for that. Anyway, it's buy my CD in Target next week, called Godsmack. Money closing, milk, shakes.
I'm the host as usual, DC Too Cool, TOO COL. Like I said, check us out, man. Sal Talk, I'll see you in chat, bro. Go and subscribe to the channel, man. I got way more content to come throughout the week, not just the weekend. Like I said, we stream every weekend, man. The podcast, man. Maybe we get you on, one of these episodes or whatever, if you want to be featured, whatever the case may be. Thanks for fucking with us. Thanks for hanging out, with us. You know what I'm saying? Being interactive in the chat and everything. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? More the mirror. So yeah, but we'll see y'all next week, man. Go ahead and get this, replay on the channel. Watch it at your leisure. We out of here, man. Peace.
Deuces.